Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to SCS Season 6, Stage 2. We're on to just a few games in. Today marks the beginning of the end for some of these teams. Elimination is on the horizon for one of these teams that loses today.
Absolutely. See, that's where someone's going to have their feelings hurt today. And,
Well, actually, I just realized as I was saying that a team did because Achieve forfeited because they disbanded. So they're the team eliminated. This is the winner's game. Almost forgot about that.
oh, yeah, because, aren't there some smoke break players on that team?
Yes.
Hilarious. I don't even have to comment on that. Here we go. Let's recap what has happened. The whole camera just shook there. That good. Well, let's recap what happened for the past couple play days. Noob Slayers and Gashers Goons. Never in my life, Connor, did I ever imagine that Pengu would be showing off against Gash or
yeah,
against,
I cannot believe that one of the greatest IGLs to ever grace Siege was playing against Pengu on this stream.
Right. It's crazy. And they came out swinging. That first map was biblical. You got Trist. I think he told a funny story about him, how he went like 1-7 or something.
Mm-hmm. And everybody's like, oh no, they just think I'm bad because of that game.
I mean, look at the scenes with this guy, though. He's absolutely showing out with Pengu, though. Whereas this game, or rather this map you're witnessing, I think went in favor of Noob Slayers. They took it all the way to a map 3, where I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to let you enjoy these epic replays. Noob Slayers kind of stole the momentum. Gashers Goons had a really good first map, and then, well, Noob Slayers had the lead in this map. Looked like they were going to steal it. We had ourselves a 4-4.
Started going crazy, and Hat gets an ace.
Yeah, it was just an absolute epic game. Took a lot of rounds, but of course, Gasher's team came out on top. And well, Aerial Academy and Shift. I don't know. I don't have an epic thing for this.
Yeah,
I think
new org coming
yeah.
up against some old players on the Pug Stack vibe. Still an Academy team for Aerial Arise. And Shift, they came out a little bit flat. Aerial Academy, they had a very good showing last split, and they're looking to continue this once again. J-Slime was trying his best, but at the end of the day, Venna, Spiker, Hypers, Dami, and as we know, their leader, Frozen, there's too much to stop.
Yeah. I was going to say I didn't know how to really gauge the roster situation for Shift. I didn't know how to... I guess they had some injuries. It's my favorite thing to go to. They had injuries. How about that?
Yeah. It was a pretty uninspiring, boring game. Almost like the very... I'm not going to make fun of the video. It's already been made fun of enough, but yes. We have another game on today. It's an absolute banger. Two of the top-rated teams coming out of last stage. Dallas VENDETTA, who you might know as Investigation File, and Wichita Wolves Academy, who you might know as Surf. The ones who, won last stage.
Yeah, we're not going to mention that again. We're not going to mention their old branding anymore. So if you live under a rock and you don't know these teams, that's your fault. That's the last time we're going to mention their old names, because this is the new era for Dallas VENDETTA. They got a brand new spanking roster. They won their first game impressively, so much so that team literally disbanded. Like, they said, you know what, like, I'm sick of this game. I'm retiring. Achieve just left, just done. They're done. And then, of course, Judgment Day, on the other side of the bracket. We didn't really comment on that. They're going to be moving through to play the winner of this game. So
that Judgment Day game was pretty close, even though it was a 2-0. But at the end of the day, that's a Pug Stack against the team that, they live in the ranked trenches till 5 a.m. every day. Then they go to school, come back, and rinse and repeat, and maybe throw a couple scrims in there. But for the side of Dallas VENDETTA, we do have their roster ready. You should be familiar with a lot of these players because they're pretty good. Enrio, Vivid, Giddy, Kento, and Newers. New additions, Kento and Newers, they're on the more aggressive side. That's the duo entry with that main core 3. Enrio, Vivid, and Giddy, they've been together for so long. Oblation and Slaughterhouse, back into Investigation File, then now in this new iteration on Dallas VENDETTA. They're really going to have to work out some of the kinks that we still saw even in an impressive showing against Achieve Esports. Newers was prone to get a little bit too aggressive, sometimes going in front of the drone, sometimes not having a drone in front of him at all. And against a team like Wichita Wolves Academy, who are their opponents, they thrive in the chaos, and you're really going to have to focus on Wichita Wolves Academy's roam game. The attacks, every step of the way, is going to have to be clinical. It's going to have to be thorough. You cannot misdrone a dude sitting in a corner, or else they're going to hit a 4K and make you lose that round.
Well said. Well said indeed. So much so, C-Dabs, I'm literally going to steal what you just said. Because Aerial Academy can do that too. They can sit in corners. They can hit you in the mouth. And of course, that's why we play the game. That's why these two are in this winner's match position. Both these teams can light it up. This team has AAA. This team has Riensink, who actually has my vote. At least going back to last stage, he's got my MVP vote. The guy showed up in the finals. He's a champion. He's a winner. And Spiff doesn't whiff. Of course, they also bring a layer of, they're not just a bunch of Muppets that run around, right? Like, they are going to show you some strategy. They have a coaching staff. They play the game seriously. They take care of business. That's why they are champions. They have the champion pedigree. But this is a Dallas Vendetta team that has something out for them. They got something they want to prove. They're sick of hearing about these underagers, these little kids, these little high schoolers that can barely do algebra. I'm talking to you, Ambi. Getting all this hype. They're going to take people's spots and see how this and that. Prove it today.
Yeah, and one of those main spots that we've talked about is on the supporting side. We're very big Charles Vivid fans here at the CDAPS Cookies duo. And you're a big Riensink fan as well. And looking at these stats, it's for a pretty good reason. Even on the hard breach, even on the support, they can get some frags, look pretty good. And more than anything, they stay alive, 63% to 61. That's really indicative of just a healthy attack and defensive side. When, in an ideal situation, on your attacking side, your hard support should go like 0-0-0 with 6 plants. So
he's done that. I feel like he's done that.
I feel like he has gotten pretty dang close to that before.
He really has. And I hyped up Riensink. I became a fan, I think when I first watched him on Chess Club, I was like, damn, he's doing good, but he's playing with like a really good team. So I just kind of disregarded it. But then he did it again for Surf when the team needed it against a really strong one-shot team, and he popped off. He's still popping off this stage, and he's rapidly rising up that that draft list. We talk about how what was it, Mr. P? Yeah, he's like the number one overall quarterback in the draft. Hey, don't forget Riensink when he turns 18 too. That guy has, I think those two.
I believe he already is 18.
Yeah, I think just recently.
He's fresh on the block. But we also have the map bans ready, and we'll see where these two teams have decided to duke it out. In this good old-fashioned BO3, no BO1 nonsense. Oregon and Coastline, they go down early. A smart ban by Dallas Vendetta to say, no, we're not taking Ambi, Ashen, and Asian to Coastline. Instead, they're going to want to go to Bank, with Chalet being the side for Wichita Wolves Academy. Arguably their strongest map, even with some inconsistencies. A very good choice against Dallas Vendetta, who have had some struggles on that map, but a good old Villa decider.
I was just informed I didn't pick a team but you know what? I really like Wichita Academy in this one. I think they're going to lose Bank, personally. I just have the inkling. Really? But I still think Wichita Academy's going to win. I like these maps overall, though, just in terms of fun factor, not an analysis factor. These maps, I think these are the best maps in the pool.
Yeah. Except maybe if we had I think these 3 plus Cafe, I'm fine with any combination of those. I mean, hey, I'm a big Villa guy.
Big
Chalet guy. Big Bank guy, especially with these two teams. They have that kind of explosiveness factor, a little bit more so on the side of Wichita Wolves Academy, but with Dallas Vendetta, they have kind of revamped their guns. They polished out the barrels and stuff. They're all nice, shiny, and new. You got Kento and Newer's going to come in and try to go crazy, potentially.
Maybe, because they started off pretty slow, if I recall, against Achieve Esports.
Yes.
Keep in mind, it's a team that disbanded already, and they sent
them to the Shadow Realm.
I mean, they were sleepwalking, though. There were times where Kento and Newer sleepwalk. That's why, I don't know, I like WW Academy. Those guys don't sleepwalk. Even if someone does, I just explained to you how someone like Riensink could pop off on you. Spiff, who hasn't necessarily, honestly, he doesn't get the same hype as everyone else for some reason, but
he's like a silent killer. He's like a 1 kill per round kind of guy. And then you got Ambi and Ashen and the triple A's. They'll go for 3 or 4, then be silent for a couple. Yeah. It's the slow burn for Spiff.
Yes, I mean, it's just I don't know. I don't see where Dallas Vendetta has the depth to really compete with all the different shooters at the same time. And clearly most of us all agree, except the producing people, except Nova.
Yeah, the 2 observers. Yeah, shout out to Nova. I guess the biggest thing, I really have my eyes glued onto Enrio for this game, because new roles for that man. He's no longer on the second entry. He's on the flank watch, and he has some pretty big shoes to fill. Because the The soft support on the side of Investigation File was the #1 rated player in CL at his roles, and Enrio said, you know what? I can do those roles better. We're going to kick him off the team.
He literally said that too in the interview. He was like, I can just do it. Like, what's the problem? I can do it. Wait, he's all serious. What's the problem, bro? Like, I can do it.
He's got to prove it. Today, Flank Watch is going to be a very necessary role.
Especially against these guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why today you're really going to have to... If you drop the ball for a second, you're not on a cam, all of a sudden a red dot warrior is going to be up, lighting you up for
a 4K
kills upon kills.
Just,
lighting you up for a Twitter clip, for lack of
better words. Who are we waiting on this time? Because I don't have the thing open. I feel like this is. I have to do it. It's like a funny bit I have to do every time. Like, who? I feel like it's a Kento moment. That's just my gut feeling. Who is it?
Because if you can't tell, we're stalling for time because the players are not ready.
Oh, just kidding. I hear the game starting sound. Guys, don't worry.
Oh.
I pressed the button. We're ready to go. No bit needed.
It started.
No who's
we
late.
got the bands coming up now.
Let's go.
I feel like we're going to see a Thatcher ban.
You think so?
I think so.
Ooh. Ooh. This is actually interesting.
Flores ban.
Wow.
One of the critical points for the side of Wichita Academy was them kind of having the necessity to break down utility setups on their attack. Somebody like Flores does facilitate that, but they're going to be the ones to remove it, and probably Thatcher will fall suit. No, it's a Hibana. Thatcher's up. I am wrong.
Oh, yeah, the analyst.
I'm completely wrong here.
Tier 1 analyst, baby. You don't know bands.
Tier 2 analyst, but yes.
100% prediction rate. Not with op bands. Fraud.
Yeah. And that also means that the Cade will not be forced to be banned. You can still get hatches open by just boop, EMP, goodbye, break it open, or even just bringing the Maverick on the side of the attack. I don't know why. I also am getting the feeling that we're going to have an entire attacking half with Thatcher up, where Thatcher will not be played. I mean, you were just going to sit there and be like, huh, no, they would have been able to they would have been able to get that wall open if they had Thatcher, right?
I mean, I remember I said this is my favorite map in the pool. Or we had this in this best of 3. We have my 3 favorites.
Yes.
A bank without Thatcher. Love it. So let's see what's popping. I can just tell you right now. 1, that's an awesome castle thing there. That looks amazing. But 2, I think we're going to see a roam here because of that castle and because of the vigil. Speaking of AAA, Asian, and all these A guys, they're going to be running around. And this is going to be the first test of this best of 3. It's a huge test. Can you clear these guys? Can you look, organized and composed while doing it? Or are they just going to style on you and hit the clips? This is a perfect round to just set the tone immediately.
Yeah, last time we saw Dallas Vendetta on bank, we saw like the triple hard breach. We saw Ace being brought, a whole lot of cutoff gang being utilized. And with the current lineup, even Newer's on Ash, you still get the more traditional double entry. I assume that Enrio has hard breach charges. I don't know how much of an assumption that will truly be.
He does. Look at the top left.
Yes. So thank you for that. I was right. Wow. How incredible.
Or maybe it's some other operator that has it. I guess.
I don't think that there is any other operators on that lineup that does, but it's probably going to be a full clear, no cutoffs, just kind of force everybody back. Start from the top floor, get some drones going on, make sure that you see, wow, there's a lot of Wichita Wolves players not on site. Should we push the site or clear them? And they're probably going to clear them, even though they don't have something like a Jackal or a Lion, even a Nomad on how big of a map this is. There's not really a whole lot to restrict the movement of these roamers besides maybe some window repel. Maybe somebody creeping into lobby to try to hold down those staircases and those exit points.
It's definitely where your cutoff game was, or rather is going to be tested. Who's going to be decisive enough to get to these key points? The window's one of them you talked about. Instead of just holding it, Kento's just going to fly in and see if he can catch the vigil, but of course, Ashen has that 6th sense. He's already rotated down, and with that, I mean, that is top 4 control established for the attack, though. They're going to have to take the time to drone it out and be doubly, triply sure. They're They're going to use that top floor control to sledge out the roam that's in this middle layer of the sandwich, as I like to call it. You got everyone open area and tellers. Part of that you can sledge out and deal with. Pretty sure you can actually watch the hatch drop to an extent. But it's going to have to be, again, teamwork and tempo from the Vendetta here. One defender already dropping away and escaping. But Enrio, speaking of tempo, oh my god, he didn't kill him. Enrio narrowly and rarely missing shots on Ambi, which might be something that could change the tone of this round, considering that's pretty big. I think all the roamers are going to get away now.
Yeah, and every kill that Ambi gets from this point on, the blood is on Enrio's hands as Asian rotates into Janitor. This is what I was talking about with the rat spots. If Enrio does not drone this, oh, he does. He's got that sixth sense. See? The full level of... Asian is rotating to blue. And he has a safe passport into it. And he gets away. This is incredible. And nobody on Dallas Vendetta is gonna... Okay. I thought they didn't have the hatch opened. They should just be able to kill him. Newers also with the pinch. Asian felt a whole lot of pressure. First frag going down, but you don't even really want to call it an entry, CJ, because there's 45 seconds left on the clock.
Bomb located by attackers.
What a ridiculous past 30 seconds. Newers hits a nasty shot. You got guys running outside the map, literally committing bank robberies, running around outside. And then I don't even know what just happened to... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to digest that one. 5 versus 2, though. Enrio just murked everybody, dealt with all the aggression, all the weirdness, and well, the plant should go down with ease now. Rethink, I hyped him up before, but he's gonna have to go huge here. Doesn't seem to have intel on his side, though. That's one of the flaws of this defensive lineup. You don't have the cameras, you don't have the knowledge. I guess Rethink didn't have the wherewithal. He didn't have the Sharingan to see through the smoke there and kill the planter, but he'll eventually find Vivid. But this is arguably one of the tougher post plants you can have. The hatch, the positions you can take in server, and of course the fact that you're at a man disadvantage in the first place. A million places to look in Dallas Vendetta. Well, that was a very strong round, you gotta say. It forced a lot of craziness out of the defenders. You got guys pushing out of the server stairs. You got people... I've never seen that rotation in my life. I'm not sure if that's...
Yeah.
I mean, it's because it's new bank. I guess you couldn't do that on the old bank. But holy cow, forcing a lot of aggressive stuff and shutting it down out of the defense.
Yeah, interesting stuff indeed. I almost expected Asian to just man up and take that 1-for-1 and just lock on as long as possible, because in a 1v1 situation, you know, you might say like, oh, it's a 50-50 gunfight. Oh my gosh. But with Asian, it almost leans in his favor. A very mechanically gifted player. He could come out on top, and then that entire round could go completely differently. Instead, there was also the attempted retake of square, a middle square, not top square, bottom square, which was interesting because the Vigil didn't cloak himself and walked past like 2 drones and just got immediately murked.
Yeah, so I was kind of like, I don't know how to comment on that one. You know, usually you see the smokes doing that. Yeah, someone with a shotgun doing that, but kind of harks back to what I said, you know. When you commit to the roam like that, you don't have those certain things. You don't have the smoke on the stairs with the shotty. You don't have the Ella shotty on the stairs or whatever. So you end up having a Vigil in that position, and obviously that's not the best. So speaking of setups, it's one of your critical points. It's one of the key points about this map. You have a shield set up outside of stock to defend the area above, well, the open area. And of course, there's roamers lurching around towards that front desk area as well, Ashen on that castle. It's a really spread out defense, though, and I don't know, I feel like I've seen Dallas Vendetta play this map in a way that they kind of appear in a lot of different places at once as the attackers. The way they entry it, they'll like the entry up through the basement and whatnot. But I guess it's just Enrio coming in through the lobby. I don't see any crazy entries well, speaking of crazy entries, here it goes down.
Yeah, Ashen with a very, very deep angle. He actually killed a player inside a lobby. That was Enrio just crouch walking in. Kento also takes a whole lot of damage. All of his damage! As Ashen's gonna go pretty huge. 2 for none so far. A full minute down. Still utility upstairs. Castle barricades the works. More than anything, there's still a whole lot of bodies up top. You lost your Zoph and you lost your Mab. You lost some nades. You lost some range projectiles as Ambi is gonna fall at the hands of Newers, just sitting outside the windows. just staying patient, making sure that any over-aggression on the Wichita Wolves Academy defense does get punished.
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
There's the basement entry for Giddy, but it's actually really late at this point. A lot of his teammates and friends are dead right now. Newers is the only one who's in condition to help him in this 2 versus 4. And once again, a Vendetta player kind of missing an opportunity to get a kill. Saw that from Inrio last round. We're seeing it again. And well, this seems insurmountable, considering the situation, considering where the attack has to hop in at. I don't know how I feel.
I don't feel very positive for the side of Dallas Vendetta, even though they did have a very good first attack. The second one, it fell apart at the seams very early on. Newers, he'll jump in, die straight to Asian. It's just Giddy in a 1v4. He's being shot from 8 million different directions. Spiff, unlike his nickname, did whiff that shot as Giddy is just prone all around. And the good old UMP that started off the round will be the one to finish it.
I'm not sure what happened to the first 2 attackers in getting there. They kind of just got
Crouch
bumped.
walked in lobby and got schmacked, and then Kento, I think, repelled in the window and got schmacked. Or he was just on the window and got slapped.
Yeah, I was talking about, like, I was expecting basement entries and whatnot. I mean, Vendetta are known for this. I've seen it on their bank before. They come in the basement. They come in from here. Kento's trying to swing in on people. This is actually one map where they do indeed like to get a little ghetto with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that round was no different, but it just wasn't in their favor. Defense was just, they're just better. Ashton's, he's okay at this game, you know? Like, he's not a slouch, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes you just lose those. I mean, I like the idea. I respect it. Trying to get in there, get physical, set the tempo, set the tone. You just get killed by a castle with an ump. It happens. Sometimes you just can't enter the building in this game.
Yeah. And this would be a map that most people say leans a little bit more towards the attacker side at Facet, especially because of how much momentum you can get. And for this map, anchoring isn't that much of a viable strategy. You have to hold map control extended somewhere, whether it be vertically, whether it be horizontally. For the side of Wichita Wolves Academy, seems like they're going to be going for the latter. They're going to be mainly extending horizontally with a little bit on the vertical aspect. I'm going to assume that Spiff as well as Asian will rotate up as soon as it seems like nobody's coming. They don't necessarily have any nitros down below. They're only intel. I guess it's 4 cameras, 2 bulletproof, 2 yokais. So if they were to go for a nitro heavy lineup, this would have been pretty interesting if the downstairs clear never came through. But they don't have those explosives, and floor bangs are a little bit too inconsistent.
Just a little bit. So definitely riding on that utility here. Relying on their cunning and their smarts. Rio once again going to be the guy, the man for the mission to hold down lobby as the rest of his team looks to repel and kill the enemy. See Reed's on this castle now, but still playing this ever so powerful position in the executive lounge. And speaking of cunning, I mean, clearly Asian's trying to instigate. He's trying to work his way into lobby. He knows that there's a 1v1 to take. He knows someone's watching this point. That's just high-level player intuition 101. He's just trying to find some way to pick that fight and then transition and getting the kills on these windows. But Enreal's not giving it to him. And as long as, well, Enreal on that new role continues to hold that position and hold that down intelligently, this will be very difficult for defense to do anything about it. They're just kind of getting zoned out right now, which is forcing it. 2 people, is it 2 people walking up square right now?
Yep.
I guess it's somewhat working. You've got Giddy, who appeared here in the front desk area, but he's taken out. And I don't know how a double square flank just worked, but it did. And okay, we got Peyton Manning on the grenades. We got Tom Brady on the grenades. Enrio flies up the front staircase, gets a double kill off of it. And since Spiff missed a couple shots, it's gonna give his position away. But Enrio fortunately caught reloading, leaving just Charles Vivid. 1 versus 2. He's been clutch like this on defense, but right now he's an attacker. He gets Spiff, so he's gonna have to translate this to a 1 versus 1 victory. Intel staring him in the eyeball. Not a lot he can rotate through here. So he has to pretty much just take this gunfight just face to face, man to man, as you said. You said Asian had to man up, and well, he's gonna have to do it. They're both pinched. I mean, this is it. Asian's just gonna swing him, not shoot. Apparently didn't see him in the corner. Pistols out from Vivid, and he just pretty awkward gunfight. But Asian comes out on top of it. Of course, the intel was on the side of the defender. Poor Vivid. He tried. But unfortunately, it's double square flank. Lol. Lamau.
That was a perplexing one, but it worked. Even though it was a little bit too close for comfort, he just appeared inside the bomb site. Could have went huge if he got that kill on to Ashen, but instead the Echo got the better of him, and then not a great position for the rest of the Dallas Vendetta attackers to be in. Clutches aren't fun. Even though Vivid almost got it down, just dealing with an Aruni, playing Windows, having yellow pings on you, with bulletproof yokais, everything, time ticking away on your favor, half HP on a 1 armor. Wasn't very fun for Vivid. You got hit with the timing as soon as he pulled out his crossbow. That's when Asian struck. And that'll be 2 in a row for the side of Wichita Wolves Academy. Another interesting attack from Dallas Vendetta that has seemed to kind of go from 0 to 100 real quick. That was on their first attack. It was super, super slow. And it's like, oh, what's happening? And then they get 3 kills in 5 seconds and have a man advantage towards an execute on basement, which, if you have enough time to just bait out smokes, is almost a given with a very difficult retake, which is what we saw occur, which is why they, won the round. But then it was almost, in the second round, a complete flipped script where their entries really failed and they were down that same 5-3 in like 30 seconds in.
Well, Wichita Academy. Now, I talked about how the defense on the basement, when you roam as heavily as they did last time, you don't have the setup for the site, for those critical extension points out of the site near the server stairs. Well, they heard me. See, Daps. Aruni, that's Asian. He's still running around. He's just shooting drones. He's not really roaming. Trust me. He's not that crazy. Or is he? He's still kind of here. I guess they haven't droned him yet. But what I'm getting at is there is a setup on these server stairs. There is much more obstacles in the face of the attack when it comes to actually clearing out the basement and getting to the site on that server side of things. You see Kento's moving very, very slowly. He's moving like he has a torn ACL down those stairs because he's concerned about that Aruni that could look like he was halfway shooting drones and halfway looking to aggress, but nonetheless, all the defenders are back on the site, and we're setting up for a server stairs minigame. A classic, a bank classic.
I mean, you remember what happened when we saw this last time, CJ, right? Ashton got robbed of an ace with the Mossberg. And I'm really hoping for Dallas Vendetta's case, and their sake, that they do not just peek him one at a time, because Ashton will punish you. He's pretty prolific with that shotgun, and he's an aggressive enough player that's going to swing you if he hears like a nade being pulled or something like that and try to catch you with your pants down. Intel being denied by Spiff down below. The cutoff from Ashen is there. So he's a dead man on these stairs unless he can kill every single person. He's effectively on an island. He's going to have to try to survive as Kento locks down the other side. The potential crouch walk down main stairs into sight could come through, but if this blue clear goes down and fails, he'll probably have to rotate away. Kento takes a whole lot of damage as Ashen with the SMG-12 takes and knocks down Vivid to the floor. He can be res, but it's a long angle from Giddy that cuts Ashen down. So he was a little bit too over-aggressive.
One of the weirder ways to clear the stairs is to straight up defeat the player on the server rack and just walk around and flank the stairs. Shouldn't happen too often, but it does. Kento finds Asian, meaning once more, Wichita Academy is in a horrible position on this basement site. If you're Reed, I feel for you, brother. I feel for the smoke player and the last anchors that have to somehow rescue this defense after the attack takes server in such biblical fashion the way that they did. A flawless round for the Vendetta. I would love to know how in the world Spiff, they pushed through the, I think, the dirt tunnel and dropped the hatch, something. They just killed him.
Yeah.
And just ignored the guy at the stairs. That was
I mean, that's
incredible.
one way to do it. And I liked the nice cheeky angle from Giddy. He'll scoop up a freebie. And Kento on the other side, no flank potential. Because once you're in that basement, there's only 2 staircases up. Unless you're Oryx, who simply built different and wants to hop up a hatch, you're going to have to walk into a trained gun on the side of Dallas Vendetta's attack. And for Asian, he wasn't going to beat Kento with the big 150 with the LMG. You just fire for the rest of the round at that point, even though there was like a minute and a half left.
Need to locate and defuse as many
Yeah, maybe
bombs
last
as they
patch
can.
he would have been able to Roni him to death. Not today.
Not today.
Yeah, so we're back to this side. Open area once more. Henceforth. I don't think I used henceforth right there. But you know what? I don't care. I think we're going to see the same setup on the top floor, or similar. Probably going to see that shield go down in the hallway near stuck. Looks, yep, that's what they're doing. Reinforced around stock, holding that top floor. And the funny thing is, not a lot of action actually occurred around stock last time, if you recall. It was Enrio in lobby, who's now switched to AK-12 Ace, realizing, hey, maybe I don't need Mav. And Kento, who was on those windows, tried to swing in, tried to do something a little crazy. Didn't work out. So what will Vendetta do differently? I expect them to utilize that basement entry more.
Attackers have located a bomb.
That's their bread and butter. But
hey, my thought process will be, if Giddy doesn't lose to the Echo, or Enrio doesn't die in the first 5 seconds entering in through lobby, and Kento doesn't get smacked off the window that he's currently rappelling onto, this round could have gone different, right? Haha, yeah. Maybe. We haven't gotten to really see the full attempted execute or clear at all by the side of Dallas Vendetta, because it was cut down so early and became just a full adaptation, some sort of adjustments, trying to grasp at straws. But so far, they've done a good job at pushing Ashen back. Spiff down below with the cardiac sensor knows that, hey, there's a bunch of players on rappels. We should probably not peek those windows, and we'll relay that to his team.
to be honest, I don't think we saw the depths of the angles the defense can come up with either. You saw Castle was trying to, he's got all kinds of angles into stock, into those north windows as well. So a lot of brain power on this Wolves Academy defense. Finally, Kento will get in, I think. Okay. I was about to get blown up as he swung in, but Smith didn't actually blow the charge. So the Zofia will survive for now, but it might be Giddy who catches that C4 instead. I have no idea. Looks like that's one of the hard things about playing Pulse and throwing your own C4. You can't quick switch. This isn't year 2. So opportunity for the C4s are a lot harder to pull off. Attackers have to make some pretty huge mistakes. And well, I wouldn't say Kento's making mistakes. He finds Asian. He'll find, or rather, Newers. Okay, we'll just find Ashen. We'll just obliterate him. Nearly found a third, but Enrio's there instead. And now all of a sudden, Wolves Academy defenses are falling apart.
Yeah, there's 50 seconds left on the clock, and it seems like it's always just been Ambi and Reed against everybody. This roam is being absolutely dismantled by the side of the Dallas Vendetta attack, and their conversion rate has been pretty dang high because it's almost difficult to mess up when you have everything going your way. The only thing, however, is the time slowly getting the better of them. Reed, he's going to drop off Enrio. Giddy's not on a whole lot of HP, and Kento's on none at all as Ambi will strike. It's now a 3v2. Not a horrible situation. Norris is going to have to jump in this window. Don't know where Vivid is with the case, but it seems like he's still upstairs stacking on Giddy, trying to go for this hatch drop that could be properly read into by the defense. Ambi's in a position that if this window goes unchecked, he will be able to stop it all. He does see the hatch drop. Giddy will fall. Vivid gets downed. And it's all up to Newers with no time left. Reed going massive, and so does Ambi. The 2v5 out of nowhere pops off for the Wichita Wolves Academy, and just when you think they're out of a round, they'll shut you right up.
And you know the most heartbreaking thing about it? I don't know if y'all caught it at the end, but Nears was on that window.
Yep. Right when he left.
And Ambi's been doing this thing. He's been doing it all game where he's like standing unleaned in the middle of the room. He did it on one of the other rounds. He did it again there at the end, and he was expecting Nears to be there to kind of throw him off. New crew, where'd you go, man? He just kind of disappeared because, if you also recall, he hopped through that window before in a much more lopsided round against the Vendetta, and he died to a crossfire. So maybe he felt like, Oh, I can't hop through that window. You combine that with the fact that the other two are kind of on panic mode. You said it. They're upstairs sledging, having a conference meeting, you know, instead of executing and getting down to business. This is investigation file coming out. They're delaying, they're stalling. They had the lead, but they didn't know how to get the ball in the end zone. Instead, Wichita Academy, they play these rat corners. Ambi's doing whatever he's doing. Unleaned.
I'm kind of surprised that Dallas Vendetta went for plant instead of just flooding site.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like, just score.
Yeah.
Hit the paint.
We'll try to kick the field goal on the 1-inch yard line.
We're in the red zone, quite literally. The clock was at 15 seconds. You got to get in there. You got to hit someone in the mouth. Or die trying. It's better to die trying than to die with the diffuser in your hand. That is a legitimate criticism, and we say a lot of good things about Vivid. But the style of the team sometimes, in that capacity, sometimes, is something that is a flaw, and it is exploitable. And, well, it's exploitable for a round win and the lead going back in favor of Wichita Academy off the backs of that. And I said it in the last round. I thought Vendetta had some momentum going. They were kind of tearing through these defenses for the past couple rounds. And then you have that happen. Ambi's still sitting in the middle of the room. He's sitting under the skylight. Doesn't get punished for it. But once again, we have this stock setup. It's supposedly more default than anything. You've got the shield in the hallway to contest. And once again, Dallas Vendetta going for these windows. Gonna have Enreal holding down the lobby.
And hopefully he doesn't die immediately.
Yeah.
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 We've seen it happen once that he's died immediately, and the other time he was pretty impactful, managing to slop up 2 kills at the end. But it was almost too little too late because the rest of his team, Newers, Kento, as well as Giddy, they fell first. This time it is going to be Enrio. He was out on the rappel. He gets slapped by Reed Sync. That's something that you can't teach most support players. He's going to land those shots even if it seems like it's from Narnia. Kento also taking a lot of damage. These Wichita Wolves Academy defenders, they're comfortable taking these gunfights towards the windows. They know, hey, you're going to be in one of the corners. Let's just pre-fire and try to cut your head off. And for the side of Dallas Vendetta, they don't have a whole lot of response for this. It slowed down their attack to an absolute crawl.
Seniors, though, he's been playing incredibly. Definitely worth the $100 million contract. He's peering through this long angle. Let me tell you, Peanut R6 wouldn't be able to land those shots from that angle. Reed, on the other hand, and Ashen will obliterate the window players for the Vendetta. But, I mean, if there's anyone confident enough to take this fight like this, it's Newers. But it may be, once again, a too little too late situation. As this is a 2 versus 5, and they have absolutely zero map control, negative map control. Agent will hand that kill over, but they still haven't actually pushed in a stock. They haven't actually cleared out that shield in the hallway. So you get the freebie kill, but there's a big double word here, C-Daps. Map control. Look at the shield. Staring him right in the eyes. What are you going to do about it, Newers? Is he going to one-tap him off the shield? I have reason to believe Newers could do that, but it's going to have to be sooner than later as we're under 30 seconds. Now, you see, who is this? Giddy Too Litty trying to work his way into stock to assist his teammate. Once again, they're still outside. I don't think anyone from the Vendetta has entered the building until now. And outside of Newers. Well, Newers and Giddy will go down there at the end. Just not... I just don't think they actually entered the... I mean, Newers stood in the middle of the skylight. I guess you can count that, him sitting there. But I don't think anyone else actually walked inside. Because Enrio died on the flag rappel. Everyone else died on windows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the biggest thing about that defense is if you look at the defensive lineup, it's one of those kind of old styles that for the top floor, everybody just like brought Doc and Rook because you open up the long angles and try to have as much zoom as possible. So instead, they just brought a bunch of 1.5s and were challenging the windows, challenging the rappels, challenging deep angles, doing whatever they want. They were just getting kill after kill after kill. That's a 4-2 defensive half for the side of Wichita Academy on a map that we say is probably a little bit more towards the attack for the very reasons on the attacking rounds that Dallas Vendetta were able to scrape together. You could see you can get a lot of momentum, just a pick here, a pick here, a pick there, and all of a sudden you can just spiral all the way through and make a gigantic execute happen with relative ease. And we even saw one of those rounds that arguably should not have gone the way of Wichita Wolves Academy, a 2v5 Heroics, they can be a difference maker.
Be a backbreaker, a soul crusher. You just have your well orchestrated attack ended like that. Now you have to play the quote unquote unfavored side. Maybe not to Wichita Academy, not to those guys. Oh, that's just business as usual. So
Attacker's objective is to locate
we're gonna see this stock hold again. And the thing is, it's not like that's the only attack you can go for is square, right? There's a way. I mean, you can go up the lobby stairs. It's a thing, right?
You can go up marble stairs if you want.
Those were just never avenues of approach that were ever considered. And you gotta wonder if Wichita Academy is gonna go for that themselves. Look, oh, we do see the basement entry. It's not VENDETTA that's doing it. It's actually Asian who's gonna come in from the basement. And if I'm not mistaken, somebody's like way out in the parking garage or something for Wichita Academy. I swear I saw somebody. Oh, it's Reed. Oh, he's just repelling. Okay, so is he ace? Yeah, he's just gonna open up that wall. So I think we might actually see a lobby side push instead of pushing stock. Especially, what is Asian doing? Look at this guy. Crouch walking! The crouch walk of the century with the silencer! If I'm Kento, I'm uninstalling this game, bro. Think of crouch walking around the map. And with the, oh, it's muted. But there's Thatcher. They're gonna get this wall open shortly, right?
Probably. Because my prediction of, hey guys, we're going to see an entire attacking half without Thatcher, it came true, CJ. And instead of burning an ADS with the EMP effect and disabling it, Wichita Wolves Academy have decided to burn the ADS with the EMP by just throwing it at it and having it get eaten. Could have maybe disabled a camera if it was in close enough proximity or anything like that, but I guess the job still does get done. The wall is opened. E-hallway, the Kanto position, it's going to be a lot more difficult to play, and a lot of pressure now relies on Giddy as well as Newers playing around that nuanced position.
I just can't believe Asian right now. He's just running around with a silencer. But the problem, if there is one with this type of push, is you're running up into a funnel. You need someone else to probably go up the middle staircase or establish a lot more pressure from the repels. And of course, they're watched by about 2 different cameras. This is a full, like, alarm system going on here. But that grenade could deal with the echo. It should. Enrio will go down. And Ashen with the entry Thatcher flies up the stairs. His teammates should be able to trade this. It's just an ump. Getty gets a 3K with an ump. And he's got the stubby out. He gets 4. What in God's green earth just happened? An exceptional attack. Crumpled up. Thrown into the garbage. Thanks to an ump. Are you serious? Now Spiff has to work a miracle with 15 seconds. He swings through the window. The wall's open for him, so he could sledge his way in, but Giddy just aced them. Probably the best castle player you're gonna ever see.
Yeah, Giddy, you know, wow. He's not quite on the level of old, but he does have the worst gun in the game right there, and it'll come out massive. The stubby, as you called it. Going huge. We've seen too many shotgun plays with the secondaries from me and you. In that round, like you said, it was an exceptional attack from the Wichita Wolves Academy that just came into nothing. This third kill onto Asian, that should never happen. Ambi didn't see it coming. And wow. What a play from Giddy.
I mean, the silence, you know what happened? Asian was the last one to swing around, right?
Yep.
He had that stupid, ugly silencer on, right?
Mm-hmm.
He would have killed him if he didn't have a silencer.
Probably the damage drop off from even that short distance. It can be felt.
That's funny.
It can definitely be felt.
That's unbelievable. I mean, props. Giddy
Hey,
has.
all I'm saying is yesterday I saw a tweet from a Wichita Wolves content creator saying, yo, who's the best flex player in CL? You know who I said?
Who you say, bro?
I said Giddy. Mr. Too Litty.
I mean, he's playing everything.
He's playing everything. That's pretty dang flex to me.
Yeah, that was... My heart rate's still up.
Yeah, that one was getting me going just a little bit, and that might just be the jump start that Dallas would need to start mounting this comeback. They're going to go down to the basement. probably the best bomb site on this map because it's so flexible. You can bunker, kind of. You still have to extend slightly, which is why we see Enrio in a lot of utility going over towards the blue stairs. You got double denial in the form of the Chonka and the Yokais of Giddy. Not necessarily going to count Enrio as denial for the plant because he's in such an exposed position. He's essentially a dead man. They know that, hey, if he can take down 1 or 2 people or, you know, just kill as much time as possible on the blue stairs, denying that entry, throwing the toxic babes, being up close and personal with the shotgun, that's his role. He's not really going to be falling back to sight because they'll probably just open up the hatch and cut his escape unless there's a massive amount of trolling from the WW attack. Right?
Yeah, I mean, you always got to be careful to you're making too much sense right now.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be careful.
I mean, I also would have expected that, hey, you can trade out a castle prone in a corner.
Yeah.
But sometimes that's just too much to ask. Sometimes that is too much to ask.
Yeah. Let's see what this attack manifests itself into, because that first attack, Wolves were willing to do something a little different. They were willing to go against the grain from what we've seen in the match, and Ambi's opening front hatches. Now, if I'm a betting man and I'm doing mathematics, I would presume he's going to do something crazy in the back, or he's just, I don't know. I would be stunned if he doesn't drop the back right now, or at some point in the round. Definitely something to watch out for. Reed is trying to get that middle hatch, but kind of what I'm saying though, the mathematics, you're not going to be able to get every hatch. So what Amy's doing is, like, you're not able to open that hallway hatch now based on what you've opened with your thermite and the fact that you didn't bring a Mav or a bonus band. Asian will go down first, and they're really, oh my god, Newers just works Ashen. Newers has just been on one this whole game, but Ambi will trade him out. I guess losing those 2 attackers early on there means that any potential for dropping the other direction is not there. And again, keep in mind, the hallway hatch not open means that garage angle just got a hell of a lot stronger. You can play it a lot more aggressively. Spiff somehow wins against a shotgun at that range. And more importantly, I'm talking about hatches and hallway hatch, this, and the other C-ups. They can't open the sight wall right now. So someone, you know, I made the algebra joke. Y'all didn't do the math, but you hard breach. Because now what are you going to do? Walk in front of the door?
Yep. They're going to have to get jiggy with it, especially because the long angle, that works right into the kit of Giddy. As soon as anybody enters in the bomb site, they'll know because of his yokai drones, and it's a full 3-man hatch drop. Vivid has no idea what's happening. Spiff cuts him down. Kento will also fall at the hands of Reed. It's a 1v3 situation. The yellow ping could come out, but they have no idea that Spiff is up close. This round that looked oh so dire for the attack, all of a sudden, Mr. Spiff, not whiffing, blows it straight up.
Ain't no way. He's triple dropped and it worked, right? There was intel too. I mean, there had to be one. Enrio too. Oh my good lord, boy. Enrio got worked. No way around it. Spiff just won against a shotgun in that engage. That's unheard of. And then they said, all right, guys, all right. We didn't do the math in terms of what hatches and walls we need to get. So let's just drop the hatch.
Yep. Hey, it worked. It worked. That's why you can never count out Wichita Wolves Academy, because, you know, if there's a will, there's a way. And these are some of the most hungry players alive.
Yeah, hunger. Yeah, we could just chalk that round down to just pure
for
hunger.
Spiff, it is quite literally about drive, man. It's about power.
What'd you say about him before? You were like, his skills kind of trickle in. Yeah,
yeah, they just trickle in.
He was like, I don't know what he was before that round, but I'm pretty sure he got at least 3 of his 4 kills in that round. We're in round 9. I don't know what to say. But that was Vendetta have lost 2 rounds in some of the worst fashions you can like witness. But also they had that Giddy round.
Yes.
But that's really holding them up right now, because it could be match point right now if it wasn't for that.
You said C. You said could. I'm gonna drop the SH in front of that one and say it should, because man,
should.
It should.
SHC.
No, SH.
But yeah, that's
should.
I guess that puts into perspective what we're looking at in terms of momentum overall in the game. Giddy's doing his best. Newers is hitting stinkers, but for the most part, a lot of players in Vendetta going cold right now. Like I said, I hate to harp on Ariel because, you know, he's a brother. But like, you can't lose that with the shotgun. You can't do that. And of course, Kento's kind of playing a little slowly as well, and Vivid's, he's on support. I can't blame him. So it's tough. You know, you're pretty much playing a team of gunners, and your gunners aren't necessarily showing up in the same capacity.
I do not envy Vivid at all because, you know, I see so many players complaining. It's like right now is like the worst time to play smoke. You got 17 bullets and a gun that with a 1x, and you're just getting pre-fired by LMGs. That's what happened to poor Vivid every time. He's reloading his Chonka launcher and just gets slapped.
Yeah, I didn't even know what to say to that.
Yeah.
Normally I have like a funny joke, like a...
They had the yokai drone in sight. They were trying to move a second one into sight. And then they just dropped.
We've got to emotionally let go of that round, though. Asian still got that silencer on that LMG. He will silence Kento. Newers is laying under a desk. Now, if that doesn't tell you everything about the mental state of Vendetta right now, I don't know what does. You got people resorting to hiding under desks. LMG fire coming through, and wow, he handled that really. He made it look a lot easier than he should have. I'm just going to say, Reed finding Giddy as well. And it's just Vivid on that SMG-11. You said it, but Vivid's one of the best at the game with that weapon. He makes it look like it's a like it's 2017 L or something, the way Vivid plays with it. But he gets taken down from above, leaving just Enrio. On that Malusi with just impacts in hand, he can't even C4 nothing. Because, you know, reasons. And now he's going to hop through this rotate, but I'm pretty sure someone's on his right here. I think.
Yeah, he got droned out. They know where he is. He can make an impact rotate. He can do whatever. But can he escape the vertical pressure of the sledge up above? More drones coming out. Wichita Wolves Academy. They're trying to dot their I's and cross their T's. And Spiff will cross Enrio straight down to the grave. Just a quick drop and a quick shot over towards his body. And now Wichita Wolves Academy, they're on match point, what we were alluding to earlier. And CJ, this is Dallas Vendetta's map choice.
Yep. I think that kill kind of says it. That whole little exchange there. You can't see what Asians say. Oh, there you can. Yeah, you can. Newer said that earlier on in the game when it was tied. I guess I just want to speak a little bit about the overall energy, the emotions I'm witnessing out of the Vendetta. When you've got people, Newer's is happy, he's confident, he's typing earlier. Now he's hiding under desks. And when he thinks he has a drop on these Wolves attackers, sure enough, they drone him out perfectly. And then Asian just runs up and just swats him down instantly.
Yep.
And when we're talking about this is 100%, this is like, this is a game of offense, right? This is a game of dunks and, you know what I'm saying? People hitting nasty threes. And when you're getting styled on like that, and it's Fragger versus Fragger, all I'm saying is when it comes down to it, Wichita Academy looks a lot more confident in that regard.
I think the one
concerning.
thing is that a lot of teams kind of treat Wichita Wolves Academy, even because they're aggressive players, they treat them like a pug stack. But they have some defined structure and they know what the heck's going on and they play off each other very well. And when you take them to a map like Bank that they've already shown an affinity towards, and now you're taking a bunch of gunners to a map that is drenched in crouch walking and roam play, it becomes incredibly difficult.
Drenched.
It's drenched. It's dripping. Super saturated.
What's crazy is, like right now, Asians at open area just kind of pushed in really quickly. I thought that was energy the Vendetta were going to bring out. That was their whole hashtag marketing of this team was, hey guys,
we want to go faster.
Yeah, right? We're faster. We're more athletic. We're going crazy. And right now the Wolves are outdoing them in that. And they're kind of outdoing them in strategy too, because on this previous attack, guess what they did, Connor? Instead of pushing into the shield, instead of pushing into stock and struggling, nice grenade, Asian. I hate how their names are so similar.
I know, yes, it's so, yeah.
It's like, they shown a lot more tactical prowess, academic prowess, and pushing the front instead of pushing into the shield, playing a lot more aggressive. They're just kind of hitting all of the points. You know what I mean? Compared to Dallas, and that's concerning. Very concerning.
Yeah, it's very concerning indeed, and it could be concerning if you're a Wichita Wolves fan, as Asian just fell early. Kento finally heating up. Not doing the best so far, but he can turn around at any moment. A lot of eyes now are on Newers as well as Kento in this position, trying to lock down this top square, and that's exactly what Newers, as he lands a headshot onto Ashen, is going to keep on persisting inside of this hallway. Still has a shield, but now the wall will be open. Reedsing, he has a way into the bomb site. But at what cost? There's still a lot of horizontal angles. There's still a lot of util to be burned as Newers has made his way into stock, holding on the top squares rotate as Ambi's going to find out the hard way. Never expect somebody swinging from that window late on, as from the door Kento emerges and he'll come down, not the victor. He'll be put in a body bag, as so will Newer. Spiff gets that trade. Now there's 30 seconds to work with, CJ. To Reed and Spiff against the world, make that only Spiff, as Giddy on that UMP had something to say about it. More shots being rained out. Vivid, after the Yokai stun, will finish off Spiff. The intel game, everything, that power position being held by Newers was absolutely massive. It seems like the Wichita Wolves had never seen that hold before.
You know what's really frustrating?
That they had Thatcher and could have just EMP'd it from the roof and then burned it with nothing?
Yeah, that's one of them. But you know what else, C-Daps? I don't like when I sit here, right, and I do all this analysis. I just said that Wichita did a really good job strategically at not pushing into that setup. They said, and yes, they got aced by Giddy, but it wasn't because of the strategy they were doing.
No, everything was, it's just like, okay, just trade him out. That's one of those plays that as an attacker, you're like, okay, yeah, they got their one. Like, okay.
Yeah.
As the defense, they're like, yeah, I do not expect that to happen again.
That is just an emotional, the last round you just witnessed was an emotional response to the ace. They felt like, oh my God, that attack didn't work because we got aced. So we shouldn't push that way again. When you did it perfectly, you naded out, they did it perfectly before. You don't push in that shield, number one. Don't even worry about it.
You come did 99% of it correctly, and they're like, oh man, that attack sucked.
Yeah, like, I mean, yeah, that's a dangerous game to play, let me tell you. You get emotional. You know, you're not thinking rationally in the moment. This is an intense game. We're sitting here casting it. We're sitting here watching it, and we're just laughing and giggling, right? But they're emotional. They're passionate, and they're making...
There's 5K on the line.
It's an irrational decision there to attack into that shield. Let me just say it like that. And it's going to cost them a round. Now, they still have the lead. It's still 6-4. They're still on the favorite side, and quite frankly, Vendetta has to defend a site. Hasn't been kind to anybody. I don't think, you know, correct me if I'm wrong. Has anyone won basement?
I don't think so.
Ashen's already in server. Wow, that's interesting. I guess they just handed server over, but basement,
Cut
I mean, both
drones.
Teams. Yeah.
We almost glossed over the fact that Mr. Newers is on Oryx. Alluded to it earlier that unless you are Oryx, if you go downstairs, you can be cut off very easily. But, you know, Newers can get around that. He can pop up some hatches. He can go all the way up to the top floor if he so desires. And that's exactly where Asian is clearing. Newers might try to do his best laxing impression of locking down these elevators, but those are pretty, you know, that's a tall order to ask of him. And he's going to have Inrio pop off with him as well. They're still all the way upstairs. They haven't been droned out until just now. Their location not confirmed. And Spiff, he's going to be a confirmed kill as Newers also tags on for Asian. The refrag comes out from Ambi, but the row might have already done just enough damage.
Unfortunately, you say, right as we get to a 3 versus 3 and we get to a situation, a Wild West showdown here between the Vigil and the Thatcher, where Ashen unfortunately doesn't get that kill. Wow, we're talking a game of inches, but Kento finally goes down, establishing control for the attack. You almost jinxed it, C-Daps. The again, a whiff from the side of Dallas. And well, Vivid's got to play hero at this point. I've harped on it before. The site setup's not good enough right now. I literally watched Ashen walk in a server 20 seconds into the round, so there's obviously nothing set up there. I'm pretty sure the wall's even soft. And You don't even have C4 on this ump operator. It's not pulse. So you've got to get crazy. You've got to do some stuff, or otherwise the attack can just kind of establish dominance on these angles. You go for the plant. There's nothing really stopping them. I wouldn't even say that Dallas has the long-range kit, you know, like a garage angle type beat, you know?
Nope.
It's not possible. So you have to get ghetto. You got to get crazy. Vivid's trying to do it on the main stairs, but he's going to opt to go back to the side and just pop a couple smokes. But he's only got 2, and CDAPS, there's 30 seconds left. We can do the math, right? I don't know if smokes are enough. I said long angles aren't an option, but apparently that doesn't apply to Giddy. If it's going to pick that smoke up, try to retoss it. And keep in mind, last time Wichita Academy won this round, it was dropping down the hatch. Abby's going to have to do just that. Ashen gets a kill on a Giddy from the long angle. It's mano-a-mano. Vivid versus Ashen. SMG-11 out for Vivid, and well, he's one of the best in the game at it. He and Giddy hold the fort and keep their hopes alive on their map choice here. But wow,
Yes, CJ, you were saying
Giddy's
that
nasty.
when I said the damage might have already been done, you cut me off rudely because I was going to say that the 2 nade operators were off the board and there was no ADSs. Do you know what would have been a great way to clear out Vivid? A nade. Because he had no ADSs or my magnets. But no, both nade players were dead. That led to the stall. I was just being an oracle and predicting it early on. However, with that being said, still a wonderful round from the Dallas Vendetta defense, especially Vivid holding down that red hallway where for Wichita Academy, like you said, their success came from the full send hatch drop. And this time they didn't go all in. They just sent one person down and the trades couldn't go into their favor. And when you let Vivid have a bunch of 1v1s, he's going to punish you.
Yeah, you're an oracle, but you also said the SMG-11 is... Nobody wants to play the SMG-11 these days. I recall you saying that.
I said people don't like playing it. I see people complaining about it on Twitter.
Well, those people, that's why they're on Twitter complaining and they're not Charles Vivid.
That's true.
Because that gun is still good in that scenario. You aren't losing that. If you have any reaction time or any gun skill whatsoever, 1v1s, close quarters, sweat dripping down your eyeball, there's not a better weapon. And there's not a better player for that situation. Vivid does that all the time. If you watch Challenger League, you watch this right now. It literally, I mean, you can count on him doing it like maybe once a game. Maybe once every other game. Maybe once a game's too generous. But he's pretty good with that thing.
I agree. I concur.
Concur. And then
I concur.
that's also the
Dubiously.
first. That's also the first basement win, which is interesting.
Capital H, huge.
Biblical.
Potentially. Now we're going to see open area, a bomb site that for Wichita Wolves Academy's attack last time around looked pretty good. Left Enrio in a 1v4 situation with a lot of time left on the board. This top floor got absolutely dismantled by Asian on the LMG. Just walking in, slapping everybody around. Newers is now in this position where he lost the gunfight last time as Ashen drones his way into lobby. He didn't drone the top side, and he's going to take a lot of damage for that. If that Finka boost wasn't so well timed, he'd be DB&O, maybe even dead. Thank your lucky stars that the fellow A on the team, Asian, was quick on that trigger for the adrenal surge, and he's going to be rushing forward, still following that drone, knows that there's somebody up close and personal inside of Janitor. They might just have to clear him with utility. They might just have to clear him with a gun. But Kento, he's going to have to be cleared regardless.
Grenade flying out. Crossfire on the rappel. That's exceptional from the Vendetta. Or rather from Wichita Academy. Yeah, I'm dyslexic. I got my teams backwards. Forgive me. We have a minute left on the clock. And Enrio's still in this corner. Right in front of whoever's rappelling here. That drone should have created an opportunity, but timing here, timing there means Enrio will live a little bit longer, and every second that he instigates and propagates and survives will be more and more of a nightmare for the attack. He's got the Roni with that 1.5. Oh my God, Spiff just ended any hopes at Enrio having an impact play up there. Since, you talked about how before grenades would be huge here. If only Spiff was in this position instead of Asian. They're not going to go for that grenade at all. That's very curious. I don't know why they didn't You know, they were communicating because there's Z ping. Hey, he's here. Hey, he's here.
I have him
Oh, wait,
trapped.
wait, no,
He's
look, the MP.
boxed.
He MP'd from below. But it's not for an ADS. I don't know why they didn't act like he was there. That might be huge. They literally acted like he was there and then didn't throw the grenade. They get this kill on the alibi anyway, though, making it a 2 versus 5. But the important thing is it's Giddy who just who aced,
10 seconds left.
and then Vivid who clutched up before, though. Vivid will go down. It's a 1 versus 3. Plan has to start. It's got to finish in this time period. And while Spiff he trickles these kills in. He trickles his key moments in, and well, the ending of this round's no different as Wichita Academy finally closes this game out. It felt like it was getting away from them over these past couple rounds. But in the end, they are victorious. Hammer swinging, Spiff the MVP.
The silent killer was very loud this map. Very consistent, especially as he got onto the attack. He was making those big decisive plays that allowed Wichita Wolves Academy to be successful all the way through this match and steal away the map choice of Dallas Vendetta. We're now on the back foot. This match, I entered the stream by saying, oh no, one of the teams are facing elimination. But no, it's just for a playoff spot. Whoever wins this game is automatically in. They'll clinch in on the 1 seed as opposed to the other team. They got to fight the winner of the losers bracket game. Yeah.
You also said that before we knew, or before
we kind of, I remembered that Achieve Esports let us down. But this game definitely hasn't. It's been very exciting. We got Chalet up next.
We sure do.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, what do you say?
I was gonna say Chalet is a map of violence, speed, momentum. You know, you gotta really be shooting straight, CJ. You really gotta be doing that. You gotta take your game, not just here. You gotta take it to the next level. How do you do that, CJ?
With Mega Me Up Mike and Ike, with sour, with 10 flavors, with chewy candies. I mean, you can just walk into a gas station and get it. Mike and Ike can level up your candy game to the next level.
I bet Reedsink, he lives off Mike and Ike.
It's gluten free.
Yeah. And fat free. That's crazy.
You can make gains.
You can make gains off of purely Mike and Ike. And you also make gains in the elo. You know, if you run some Mike and Ike before you go into ranked, I can guarantee you will not get any cheaters. And the elo gods will bless you.
You're gonna do a hell of a lot more than Mike and Ike to fix rank. See that? Stop lying to this damn stream.
But with that, we are going to throw it over to a quick break. Map 2 is coming up, and you're not going to want to miss it.
Have to get aggressive. Breach looking for it, and Hill got it.
Have to push for the kill. You have to kill them with
Transfers on 1-3. What a passion! It's high noon. There's the 1v2. It's 5-1-half for Sir.
Welcome to the NerdStreet Winter Championships, featuring SCS6, a yearly open tournament series hosting the best players and teams North America has to offer, culminating in a community favorite, the Pro-Am. So let's discuss format. During the Winter Champs season, SCS6 will consist of 2 stages, where each stage begins with 2 open qualifiers. Once Stage 1 is complete, there will be an additional tournament offering 1 more qualification spot prior to Stage 2. Through participating in SCS6, players will acquire leaderboard points and cash prizing. The winning teams from Stage 1 and 2, as well as the additional tournament, will qualify for the Pro-Am. The top 2 teams from the leaderboard will also qualify. As we approach the end of the season, the final qualification spot will be determined through a last chance qualifier. The Grand Finals of the Winter Champs SCS6 will feature the return of the Pro-Am, where the top amateur teams have an opportunity to define their talent against the North American Pro League. But in the end, only one team will be crowned Winter Champs. Sign up today and make history.
Have to get aggressive. Reed's looking for it, and Hill got it.
Have to push for the kill. You have to kill them on
Transfers on 1-3. What a passion! It's high noon. There's the 1v2, and 5-1-half for serve.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We had a quick little break, but we're going to be getting back into the action shortly. My name is CDAPS. To my side, right over there, looking all introspective, is Mr. CJ Cookies Brooks.
Yes. I've been watching too many of the council TikToks. The dude where he's like ironing the air.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, we did forget something. We forgot something very big last game. And it was to wish Vivid a very happy birthday. We did forget to do that.
What a terrible birthday. He has to play this game on his birthday. What a... Just kidding.
Yeah, he has to play against the crazy underagers who are swinging everything and asserted some dominance on the map choice of Dallas Vendetta, being Bank, are now starting to cook up a little 2-0 action as we move to Chalet, which historically has not been a solid map for Dallas Vendetta. We talked about it a lot, that the roster moves for DV have been, to crank up the aggression, say, hey, we're more athletic, we're faster, we can make explosive plays like this giddy ace. They're gonna have to show it on this next map.
We have to see a hell of a lot more than that, because according to Twitch chat user, what was his name?
Orange Moose.
Orange Moose with the orange name. You know what Orange Moose said, and I kind of agreed with it.
Kento is mid.
Kento's mid. Kento. I used to call him Kento Ricchetti. All this good stuff in CL. He's gonna have to be that guy.
Tyler Kolorox Kento last name.
He's gonna have to be hella marketable this game, let me tell you. And he's gonna have to drop numbers, because 4-10 Kento, I love you, guy, but you can't. It's not good enough. We pay you too much money.
Not on the Zof Jaeger, not with the LMG.
Like Ryan Kento, you look like Ryan Tannehill right now. We're paying you like $30 million for you to go 4-10. We need you now, because Newers and Giddy were getting it. The big three of this team is Newers, Giddy, and Kento. Especially since Enrio's on that flanky, lurky. He's not on the front lines anymore, right? So you brought Kento in to be that. You literally took Enrio off those roles. Let's see it, Tyler Kento last name, because otherwise you're gonna get to. I'm gonna tell you right now, if he doesn't pop off, this just isn't the formula that the Vendetta wanted. It's not the championship formula.
Hey, they did win the entry battle against Wichita Wolves Academy, which is a lot easier said than done, but they weren't able to convert it properly, and that is a little bit of a worry, because as we've said with this Wichita Wolves Academy roster, is that they got the it factor, they got that X factor, they can blow up at any moment. Any of their players have the clutch gene, they have the big plays. That's kind of what we saw a lot, even with Dallas Vendetta, especially that open area around the 2v5 clutch. They got the entry, they were pushing through, they caught the flankers, but they didn't get the anchors.
Ooh, that was fire. You should start a rap career.
We'll continue your lo-fi rap.
That was. Oh yeah, you want to be a feature?
I'll drop a feature on.
You just earned a feature with that bar just then. So, as we do our hip hop moves here, we're gonna go to map number 2. My prediction: if Kento continues to stink, I see a hot 2-0 for Wichita Academy. They're just playing better as a team right now. And Vendetta's struggling with the roles. They're struggling with an identity crisis and what they want to be. They want to be athletic. They want to hit the paint. They want to shoot threes.
Want to do it all.
Now's the time to do it. Otherwise, you're going to let this championship roster, Wichita Academy, Stage 1 champs, into the playoffs once again.
And this is a team that absolutely obliterated one shot on Chalet and got a 5-1 defensive half, which is where Wichita Wolves Academy are going to be starting. We also saw them last week be pretty athletic on the good old Chalet, especially on the defensive side, because they have that playmaking capability. That's what a lot of Chalet comes down to, is on the defensive side. It's not easy to hold positions. You just get boxed up. You can be killed in 50,862 different ways. That's a lot of different ways. And it's really going to take somebody on a big flank or going big in a power position or just straight up winning gunfights and denying the entry into the building on the defensive side from the Wichita Wolves. And that's what they're really good at. That is arguably the best part of their game, which means that this map feels like it's tailor suited towards them. And for the Dallas Vendetta, they have a lot of work to do.
Well, some of them do. I think the other do. I think some of them are doing a great job of that. They're putting in work today. They're playing to their contract potential. Right now, I can't tell you. We need to get rid of this Ryan Tannehill energy. I need touchdowns, Kento. As they're going to be starting on attack. You know what's funny? I mean, I know I'm just cooking this Vendetta team right now. But you know what else? Going back to last week against the Chief, started slow. On the same map. So I'm concerned. I'm sure that's what Wichita Academy, the coaching staff, the VOD reviews, they saw that. Which is why they picked this map. Because it just was not convincing at all, that win against the Chief last week. So a lot of it came down to Vivid making huge plays here and there, getting in the rat corners, doing crazy stuff. So I'm concerned for them going into this map. A week's not a lot of time to totally change your perfection level of how you play a map. So
10 seconds remaining.
Wichita looking, I mean, they're licking their chops right now, looking to start strong. As they're on defense, they're in bar, they've got the frost. You know how it goes. There's a lot of traps.
Yeah, there's a lot of traps and there's a lot of wide and long horizontal angles. And if you didn't know, and you've never seen a Wichita Wolves Academy defensive setup, they like those holes. And more importantly, they like shoving their face in challenging window plays, and whoever's in the building from whatever angle, they like shooting them through those holes. And all of a sudden you see an elbow appear and you're dead. And it's not fun to deal with.
Well, we're seeing what looks to be a strictly liability clear. You see teams sometimes maybe start from master, maybe do something like that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. They're just kind of looking to utility clear, utility dump, toss some grenades in and cause some damage and some carnage and chaos. Flashbangs exploding everywhere, but no grenade kills as of yet. See that alibi, I believe. It's Ambi, his favorite operator. I mean, I don't think there's anyone else that has a higher play rate on alibi than Ambi. Asian will go down first, though. Oh, Snake. You think so?
Yeah.
Is that
Snake has
massive?
played alibi, I think, all but like 2 rounds of his SCS career on defense.
Interesting. I didn't know there was a bigger alibi enjoyer than Ambi.
There
Look
is.
at that shield. Look what he's
Ambi
playing.
might be an aficionado, but I think Snake wrote the book of alibi. Wow, Ashen just got destroyed. So did Asian and Rio. Coming up massive on these cuts from the main door. And now they have top mezzanine control, unless somebody like Spiff has something to say about it. Ambi has also read into the fact that there's somebody entering in from the basement. He's going to catch him out on drone. Never mind, Newers gets off at the right time. And Ambi will be relegated to the cams. There's not a whole lot of them left. Skento's also going to strike a bullet right into the forehead of Reed, leading just the blue player, the blue stairs that are easily cut by so many players to die for a flawless round.
And that's the athleticism we were waiting for. They definitely showed it off. Starts off with the festive explosion of flashbangs, grenades, and there was just straight up killing. Flawless round to start. Quite frankly, I'm not sure where the wheels came off for Wichita Academy. They just kind of died. I know that's not like deep insight there, but like, you have a
Sometimes
better.
you gotta call a duck a duck.
I mean, they just kind of
We don't have to apply deep thought to everything when just we can say our favorite phrase, CJ. Weight room.
Attackers need to locate and defuse
That was a
bombs.
weight room round.
I just got.
Bomb
You know, I don't even know what to say. Weight room. There you go.
Weight room.
So
It's got bodied. Say la vie.
so much that they're just not gonna play the site again. Let's just try again. Let's open this game on a different site now. Let's pretend that round didn't happen.
It's 0-0, guys. Nothing. That first round didn't happen. Short memory. Short memories.
I mean, they changed everything. Operators have just completely. Ambi went from like a 3-speed, a dynamic 3-speed to Echo.
left before insertion.
Yeah. Is there something wrong with that?
Attackers' objective is
It's just the 180 change in philosophy. I mean, that's not even 180. That's like a
You're gonna see him
240.
go from blitz to Monty on attack. Complete opposite ends.
I mean, you know, like what he's doing. I mean, if you really think about it, it's like going from Ash to like Thermite, but it's a defending switch. Just a whole philosophical switch for the attack here. He just blew up a bookshelf. I guess I don't know if the defenders and attackers did that. I'm not gonna lie. There are two of them near that window, so I don't know. The stuff's exploding, but there's people holding above, as per you can expect on a kitchen defense. And well, Dallas, they are going to try to clear this by, well, repelling on Solar, where there's currently no one playing the stairs, so that should actually be an opportunity that's exploitable. Where are the defenders actually holding? Because Kento just swings in there, and Ashton will die in trophy. Where are they at? Asian's way over here, and everybody's on site. Interesting. They just kind of hand over trophy and Solar.
It is interesting that now, for seemingly nothing, Dallas Vendetta has a whole lot of map control and a whole lot of kills. Down goes Ambi. Down goes 2 anchors that were on the trophy side. Now, what is the vertical control of Master in Office really going to do for you? There's no flank potential because Giddy's going to hold that. He's going to apply a little bit of vertical pressure to push everybody back, as well as send nades over towards the dining room. Reed, he's challenging these windows, feeling like he's put in a blender, as Asian's going to get cut down from above to the aforementioned sledge. Spiff, he'll answer back through one of those long angles right onto Kento, as Reed's also pre-firing away towards trophy. Dallas Vendetta attack, they still have a whole lot of time to work with, a whole lot of control, and they can kind of model to whatever they so desire, except when Newers just walks in and kills everybody.
And you're just picking up where he left off. I mean, he's got like 1 million kills through 2 rounds already. You see Kento's popping off with him. Hey, that's the Vendetta we like. That's the one. That's what they talked about, they envisioned, and we're seeing it. And, you know, you got guys swinging in Solar, taking control, getting picks. I mean, that's really all good and great and all from Dallas. Incredible. However, C-Daps, I don't know if you agree, but that is like, that is the most, it's like prevent defense that I just witnessed. No one on Solar. No one playing on that little, what do you call it? The little area between bathroom and the little big stupid tower and
used by attackers.
Solarium. No one playing in Solarium in general. No one playing on the stairs.
Owl. Is that what you're talking
Owl,
about?
yeah.
Owl.
You know.
Because there's like a little owl statue.
Yeah, I haven't played competitive in a long time, so I don't know the callouts of the 2022 maps. So you
It's
know,
like a you problem.
I'm just not, you know, I'm not the pro like coach that you are, C-Daps. NC State, knowing all the callouts. I'm not that guy no more, bro. But the point I'm getting at is those guys did not play any sort of defense at all. It was like a Big 12 football defense or the early 2010s. I don't know.
Hey, this game could be a shootout. Could be.
Attackers' objective is
But right now, Dallas Vendetta, they're definitely in control. Ashton, he's going to try to get some momentum going. As soon as this default cam gets shot, he'll pre-fire out over towards the Ash of Newers. And if they take him out, it'll definitely be is he just mentally counting, waiting for a jump out?
Breach charge ready.
Nope, it's not going to work out. Newers isn't going to immediately go up that ladder, which could have spelled doom, his own doom. But instead, It's just going to be holding angles, cutting all this roam up, breaking castle barricades and the like, as well as cutting Ambi down to just a limp worth of HP. He gets sneezed on by any of these attackers who all have hot guns.
Wow.
They'll cut down, just like Reed found out the hard way because he decided he was peaking the most mid player of all time, Kento. According to you.
No, not according to me. That's according to like Orange, whatever his name was.
Orange Moose _.
Orange Moose. He said it, not me. And
yeah, Kento read that and said, it's time to power up.
I can't think of a more destructive thing. It's already destructive, like, for me to be looking at. Imagine a player looking at Twitch chat.
Oh, yeah.
Like me. There's no way, right?
Unless you're like on TSM and then like you just get powered up by all the support. They're sending you energy. Even if you could be down 6-0 and you're like, I believe in Bolo.
I'd be mad because everybody just be talking about Bolo instead of me. Speaking of,
Located by attackers.
that's not really Bolo, but Ashen might be the next Bolo. He takes out Vivid, but that doesn't last long. That lead or tie or whatever you want to call it, because he's instantly traded. And with this wall getting open, C-Daps. With this wall getting open, and this shield likely falling after it, question mark. Oh my god, Enrio doesn't even have to kill the shield, he just free fires him. Well, now he's going to get the shield, and now he's going to establish this control. Asian, I thought he was flanking, but he's just shooting people in the face. That grenade was limp, it was soft, it was flaccid, meaning he's actually going to live, even though there's a grenade thrown in his face. This is now an even 2 versus 2, though Ambi is on a very pathetic amount of health. I'm pretty sure someone could fart in his general direction, he would die. Though Kento's not too much better off himself, so we've got an intense 2 versus 2 manifesting itself.
Yep, nade coming out could be disastrous, but Ambi, he's just out of range of that shrapnel. It almost feels like everything lays on Asian going huge behind this box. I don't think that they necessarily know he's going to be in that position, but Enrio, he reacts with perfect time. Now it's just up to Ambi. He barely has any HP. He's going to be in a post-plant situation, trying to fight the pre-fires of Kento and Enrio any which direction. He can swing out. Down goes
No
Kento.
damn way.
No way! No chance! That he survives the leg shots, gets up, and swings a bailiff. Ambi. In our match chat, he was talking about the existence of parallel universes and stuff like that, but it seems like he solved that equation, knows everything, and he'll clutch this one out.
Speaking of it, we're getting an instant timeout, by the way, from Wichita Academy, actually, after winning that round, because it was hectic. That was... honestly, there's no way they should have won that. It was what started with Asian on the Vigil, on that red dot, slamming people. I thought he was flanking. He was getting all these kills as Vigil. I'm like, that's a flank, surely. No, he's just anchoring inside, just running around the site. Kills everybody. Unfortunately, Enrio is nasty at the game. He just outguns the Vigil hiding in the corner, but then Ambi does what he does. I don't even... you couldn't even tell like what the hell's going on. You like stop mid-scene, you're like, oh.
Yeah, I was so at a loss for words when Ambi was just able to shoot Enrio's legs just laying in the middle of the site. I thought he was going to die right there. And as this wonderful graphic at the bottom, Ambi did indeed say, interesting.
I mean, that is flamboogling.
That was mind-boggling. That was some absolute tomfoolery from young Ambi.
It was wild is that like he pulls out that pistol. That's like you pull out that pistol, that's like the round's over. 99%.
Yeah,
of the
you
time.
pull out that is a desperate times call for desperate measures moment. And the bailiff, I mean, even with a Mav who was a 1 armor on like 50 HP, it still took like all 5 shots of that bailiff, but he hits him. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why Ambi is on the alibi. And now he's not, so they lose the round.
Yeah, I mean, I said that usually when you see that pistol out, it's a round loser. Apparently when we see that pistol out, it's just heroic moments these days. Because there's Gasher's knife was with the bailiff.
Oh man.
And then Ambi's play there.
We've
I don't
seen
know.
too many secondary shotgun plays too, man.
Yeah, It really
be the
has.
Super Shorty or the Ida.
Times have changed. Used to be those were like utter meme guns, and like for some reason we're just getting the best clips of the season with those.
Yeah, those
guns.
are like the guns that like you down somebody and you finish them off with it. But no, like they're just swinging. The confidence, it's there.
Was there like a hidden buff we don't know about?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Incredible. And going back to last map, remember? And then I got clutched on. They were looking like they were going to take the lead. Looked like they had something going, right? They get clutched down, and then the game totally changes. The motions change. Was that the round to do it for this map as well?
You know, I'm so ready for Ambi's clip of their comms, because you know what it's going to sound like 16 to 18-year-olds just screeching, just that's what the clip is going to sound like, and you better have your volume all the way down if you like your eardrums. But those are the kind of plays that can really change games, especially for this roster of Wichita Wolves Academy. They're just a volatile roster that they get any momentum going and they can just explode. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse, which is what Ashton, he's going to go for the worst kind of explosion as he gets blown sky high from a floor nade.
Pretty unfortunate time for Asian, because it looked like he was watching that ladder that Giddy just climbed up. You know, golden rule of Shelly, you don't climb up ladders.
No.
But Giddy does anyway and lives. Nerds will find a kill in that same period of time as well. So maybe last round is something, you know, Dallas Minute, they've got a short memory. Grenade flying out into the bathroom, displacing a pretty critical shield to this defense, because now the attack has control of Solar. They're quite literally in the bomb site, I'm pretty sure. So Reed, it's going to have to do something crazy. Below S Castle. Wrong ump, as I like to say. That's not Pulse. Can't do much. He does find a kill. And Kento, though, unfortunately, will find Ambi if you're a Wolves fan. Unfortunately, that is. This is 2 versus 4. Meaning, Vivid should be able to go for the plant, but he gets taken out by that SMG-11. Reed's still, or rather Spiff, still alive in that corner. But he'll get taken out. And my goodness, he's got the I don't know if I could say it, but he's got the animal smoke on, because we allow that in SCS.
We do allow that. Yes. We do allow it.
We ship it.
We do ship it. We stand for it. As our observer obviously doesn't. He hated it so much that he decided his game wanted to crash.
I love how we talk about that to gauge crashes.
Yep. This is John W. Ubisoft saying that he is not a fan of the furry smoke.
Why is it John W. Ubisoft? Why can't it be like Jean-Philippe or something?
Jean-Philippe. Jean-Philippe Ubisoft.
Jean-Philippe Open Hell's Kitchen.
And yes, we're back to our beautiful mugs. Because we have to wait for the game, us to get back into the game. Hopefully the observer can hop back in, and hopefully it was not just the entire server failing. CJ, we know a thing or two about that.
He's reconnecting. I think everything's going to be okay.
I do as well. We are going to miss a little bit of the prep phase, maybe.
Who cares about that anyway?
Getting shot, maybe. Or we could go back into the game and it was a failed rush and the round went to WW Academy, and that would be very weird.
Just kidding, he couldn't connect. So we're going to be here a while. You know what? Let's talk about something. Let's talk about things I'd like to change. Maybe a 6 Siege. You ready?
We're going to go to a quick break.
What?
I'm just kidding.
I was about to be mad, bro. Is this like the one time I have something to say, bro?
You
know what we should do?
Say it off your chest?
We should totally cut the rounds in half, bro. Like, it should be like 1:30. Nope. Like, the prep phase should be like 10 seconds. You should be able to like throw reinforcements around and set them up.
Build it like Fortnite.
Yeah, like we should be able to Fortnite build, and then like you play the round. It's like 1:30. You know, that I think that would be perfect for the viewer experience and for this literal experience right now. Okay, we're remaking the whole lobby, by the way, so bear with me. You're gonna have to listen to my balanced decisions and discussions. Okay,
I do not endorse these.
I don't care what you want. What do you think we should do, CDAPs, to speed up the game? Pack on Mike and Ike?
Pick phase.
Oh. I mean, that's a good start. I kind of said what I
Like, as a
said
defender,
because
you can just kind of like you could like preload it, and like while it's loading, you can like pick, and then the attackers can just pick during turn phase.
oh my god, that just added to my idea. What if you could have preset reinforcement setups, like you draw it on the map and like place it, and then you load in the round with the reinforcements already down? Like, wouldn't that be crazy?
It would make site fakes really easy.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm just saying, Ubi. Would you say John J. Ubisoft? Like, if y'all are hiring,
Ubisoft.
yo, if y'all are
You got a
hiring,
former pro right over there.
hey, I'll speed the game up and I'll keep it balanced. Trust me, I know. I got like 9,000 hours. Like, I know what needs to happen. Ubi,
That guy.
hire me.
Him.
I'm totally using this downtime to put out a job application. Because I don't know what else to say, guys. The game exploded. And we're fixing it.
We've
We're
had
working
this
on it.
happen many a times, and then if it crashes at the exact same time again, then I think they're just gonna need another caster because I'm just gonna peace out.
I'm out.
We're out this. We're out this.
Because let me tell you, I'm like one bowling pin away. Erme said this earlier. I'm one bowling pin away from just walking away. If the game crashes, I'm done. I quit.
I'm done. That's it.
I'm out.
We're done.
I can't roll out a camera out of the view, but I'm out of here. I can't take this anymore. See dabs.
I guess we could have used this time to just kind of relax, sit down, grab a blanket, get comfortable. What's one way to get comfortable, CJ? I know my choice. He does.
What's your choice?
Go ahead and just snuggle all up inside a nice Mavix gaming chair. You get the new M4 gaming chair for as low as $22.22 a month. That's the same as just not eating out for once a week. I mean, hey, your back will thank you. Your booty will thank you. Because you'll be in so much comfort that I can guarantee your KD will go through the roof. And that's a CDAP's promise. If you use code NSG55 at checkout, you will not get 55 cents off. You get 55 whole dollars off. That's 2 months worth of payments on an M4 gaming chair. Seems like a pretty good deal because Mavix are a pretty good company. They're pretty cool. You can even put air conditioning and heating in your chair.
And what's the code again? NSG55?
NSG55.
Lit. Well, you know what? We're selling chairs to you. We're selling Mike and Ike's to you. I think we're ready to sell if this game is about to start again in about... I give it about another 32 seconds. Game will be start. All right.
Maybe.
We're just double checking some stuff. I hit the start button right now. We're jumping back into it. The observer is just said ratio. The observer is ratioing players in the match chat. But we're ready to start again. Is this the right? Were we in round 5? Or am I? Yeah, right after a biblical solar attack once again from Dallas Vendetta. It took the lead 3-1. Here we are. I think we've seen every site on the map, by the way.
I think we have as well. That is the one fun thing about Chalet is that there are strats for every single kind of like viable strats for every single bomb site. Just kind of like a pick your poison moment, kind of like early Oregon before meeting just kind of really skyrocketed over dining. You know, some teams they're kitchen teams, some teams like the top floor, some teams like the basement, or some teams you can just kind of play all 4. Seems like for WW Academy, they're comfortable on all of them, but they haven't yet yielded the proper results. If you recall, the only round that they have won is on the back of a 1v2 ambi clutch that should not have happened by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, probably. Probably right. But then if it didn't happen, this game wouldn't be as epic.
Yeah. It is an attacker-sided map, but it is a little bit worrying for the side of Wichita Academy because we see them have a lot of success on their defenses on this map. But more than anything, Dallas VENDETTA, they've looked quite clean on their attacks. They're starting to get a lot more comfortable. They're starting to read the tempo properly of these roamers and kind of put up some pretty dominant round wins back to back to back.
Definitely. I mean, there were flashes of it on Bank too. So, issue is just emotionally the game got away from them. The momentum got away from them. Remains to be seen if that'll happen in this game, considering how the sides currently are. And once again, they're going for a full-blown, they're going to toss about 600 flashbangs through the library window, and they're going to blow some stuff up, maybe get some kills. We best described this last time we saw this defense as, oh, people just kind of died. Yeah. Considering who's laying under the window right now, there's a good chance he's just going to die with very limited context. Just going to, bullets will kill him. It's going to stand, wow. Look at the athleticism. I don't know if y'all can hear it, the thumping of the Oryx running around. Just pure athleticism there to escape that situation.
Yeah, but that is something that only Oryx can do. Just fly past a window. In Norris, he wasn't able to catch him either. He'll fall off the balcony, and all of the ADSs and the shield and the util and the player over towards top blue is going to remain for now. For the side of Dallas VENDETTA, they're trying to just take direct library, and Ashen, he's going to try to take that option off of the table completely, pre-firing over towards the window, and Nade's going to sail over his head. He actually gets away with highway robbery, an absolute hit and run. And he'll get back to the bomb site.
He'll get back after doing that. That's ridiculous. Of course, Spiff's still holding down the stairs, and Asian can pop off at any moment now, flank or in a trade situation. That's kind of one of the flaws of how one-dimensional this attack is right now. Also, the fact that I'm sure defenders from below can actually kill attackers as they hop in library, though Kento will survive and look to aggress. I talked about how Asian can be important in a trade situation, and he'll get more than that. He'll get 2. And well, it's just Enrio in a 1 versus 4 situation. Less than ideal. And that's, Enrio, welcome to the new role, buddy. Your team's gonna die, and then you get to walk in afterwards. But I mean, it's kind of what I said. That's a one-dimensional attack. You just kind of only hopping in library. It can work, but not based on how the defense was playing it. They're at large and in charge. The master side of things, and they're just picking up kills, ready with waiting arms. And of course, what Ashen did at the beginning was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was. That is what we typically expect out of Wichita Wolves Academy. They seem to be rolling over and taking it earlier in the round. This time they're pushing back a lot more, and it's working out. Because maybe that timeout, the tactical rehost of the game itself crashing, might have worked into the favor of WW. They said, you know what? We're playing scared. Let's not do that. Let's try to get this 3-3. That'd be a pretty good defensive half, because sometimes we see 4-2s, even 5-1s go the way of the attack. And if they can get a 3-3, then that's pretty solid as they transition. They'll be the ones rocking the Twitch and the LMGs and pre-firing everything away. So having to try to hold on to power positions and just getting naded, which is not ideal.
Well, I would say just putting something there is better than nothing. Because last time they played this deal means nothing.
5 seconds to insertion.
Looked like it looked like the Bills Chiefs defense.
Attackers are moving to defuse a
Hey, but
bomb.
that's exciting. That was an exciting game.
No, excitement doesn't win championships. Spiff, even though it's just a couple ADSs, which will almost certainly get just obliterated by all these flashbangs, Twitch drones, you name it. It's something. It's some form of resistance. I'm wishing it was more because Wamai's available. I mean, like as Oryx, Ashen, are you some sort of Oryx crutch? To where you don't want to give your teammate some discs? Is Malusi necessary? I'm questioning that. Normally, I say, oh, there's a good reason for this, but Spiff is going to get obliterated. All his ADSs are already cleared. Grenade flies out. It doesn't kill. And it actually prompts Spiff to rotate down the stairs and get a kill on Enrio, who was probably holding a trophy window. So that actually worked out, even though I don't care. CDAPS, I don't care. I'm going to criticize it. They could have picked Wamai, but they're not playing it. And they got away with murder there because any other context, that should be an easy clear for the attack. They should be in the lead right now, but instead they're actually kind of reeling a little bit.
Yeah, and usually we even see teams go all the way through the basement, open up a little bit of that soft floor, and make sure that there is only one specific corner of the solar stairs that can be safely played. Newers is fighting his demons. I believe that was Ambi who jumped out and was dancing around on the balcony. Just took a whole lot of liquid courage in that little break that we had, and he's definitely showing off courage, whether it be a bit too prideful or just enough confidence will yet be answered. As for the side of Dallas Vendetta, without Enrio to hold the flanks, they seem to be very cautious to move forward. There's a minute left on the clock. They do not have a single person inside the map, CJ.
Kento has something to say about that, though. Some way, through hell, through high water, he's managed to get inside, but he's got two defenders who can just right over the top of his head right now. Over the top ropes on the staircase. Kento is in a hell of a position. He's got a bunch of people to contend with. He won't get any of them, actually. That's just all Wichita Academy. All orange in the kill feed, looking to tag up more, and you see just how important actually putting up some resistance. And Solar is defense, but Newers is in the sight. He's crouch walking around his Twitch. Someone shoot this guy. He's just running around with the F2. Tries to pull out his pistol, but unfortunately, not enough bullets. No extended mags in this game. Vivid with a nasty shot on the Ashen, but Reed is there for the trade. Wichita Academy. Resistance. Connor, it's the name of the game. You can't just give it to them. This ain't Christmas. Fight for it, and it works for you, and that's what we saw. Even though, I don't know, they still should have got punished. Yeah, how you gonna do that with no am I? Disgusting. I'm on my hater energy today.
Yep. Been sipping on the haterade.
I'm hating on it because that's... I want Vendetta to punish things that should be punishable, you know?
Yeah.
They're bringing...
Dallas Vendetta needs to hashtag pay their debts. And when you have all of that utility, you have all the cutoffs, you're going to go for a direct solar take. You know that, hey, there's going to be somebody on blue stairs. Just hold them off a trophy, hold a nice passive angle. But I wish we could have caught the shot that Spiff hit, because I'm sure this was Enrio going, wow, as soon as that bullet entered his temple. And it really did slow down the round a lot. What's more perplexing kind of is the fact that there was no trophy control from the defensive side. There was only somebody inside a master just peeking a
What do you mean call
window. It was a bullet hole, but like not like the old bullet holes. It was just like, I guess, kind of like two punch holes next to each other worth of like destructibility of the Aruni. But do you know what the craziest thing is? When you have three people on windows, typically you don't put them all on the same one. For the side of Dallas Vendetta, I would have liked to see maybe somebody go to master window. And then they can't aggressively peek your door and you can get inside of solar and do the attack that you wanted to do.
Bathroom window would have helped too.
Yeah.
Literally just splitting the window, one per side of the map, east and west side.
It's like a CEO take on consulate, but everybody peeks the same window. That doesn't happen. Got to be on all of them.
So I mean,
even like a big tower take on Oregon, you got to be on all the different windows.
Both teams did some stuff that was worth hating on. You know, can we agree on that?
Yes.
But it was the defense that came on top. More importantly, it's Wichita Academy came out on top after fleeting a little bit the first couple rounds. They salvaged that D half, made it 3-3 through clutches, what have you. They did it. Yours is going to drop off now after using the Wamai to hold, maybe eat up some projectiles. Nope. Live for another fight. But Enrio still holding down Fireplace. It's the same type of attack the Dallas Vendetta went for. Strictly library. Will it pay off for him? Kento probably should have died. If it was the old F2, he would have killed him, right?
Hopefully. Nade's going to sail through. It's going to get eaten up by the final ADS of Enrio. Yet to find a kill since the rehost, but was doing somewhat decent before the lobby decided to crash and wipe our stats away. Kento, not a whole lot of HP, still aggressively holding towards this piano door, waiting to swing or waiting to just have somebody cross into his crosshair, as Giddy's actually going to get the opener onto Spiff. Down goes the sledge. I think his nades were expended. But losing that sledgehammer could be massive, as with a direct library take, you do want to get library control, apply that vertical pressure, and facilitate something like a window plant, which currently is impossible. Not even a single breaching charge is a secondary gadget for the attack.
There's still players in the blue stairs. They're still holding up here. There are still enemies in the vicinity. Asian will, in return, as a reaction, will try to push in elsewhere, but oh, wow, okay, that's just a Kento got away from the wall bang earlier, and then he dies to that. Poetic ending to that, man. They're gonna try to force their way from. Did he catch him cross? They're gonna try to force their way from kitchen. You just saw him cross, Ashton, surely, right? Maybe not. I don't know. But that look away is gonna cost him his life. Ambi just hops in the meantime. Whole lot of hopping in going on right now, as the diffuser is literally dropped on the windowsill perfectly, poetically. Newer's holding with his life and soul inside of that closet there. Grenade gonna fly out that shit shortly, right? He's gonna hop outside and live. What is happening? The Aruni in the corner will get a kill, and Vivid as well. I don't know how you break that down. There was a lot of moving parts there. A lot of moving parts.
A lot of parts that weren't moving the right way. Somewhat perplexed. The clear on the attacking side really just got away with them. It seemed like they didn't have the most clean idea. And then they got the good old red zone where they had to funnel in through doorways because the time had dwindled away from them. And that is rough, especially when your sledge is the first one dead. You do have to change up the game plan significantly. And for the side of Wichita Academy, seems like they weren't able to make those adjustments properly enough.
It's also kind of crazy
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
talking about the particulars of what happened, but there's like there was a little mini engagement there between Ashen and Newers. Newers especially, that guy, he's a slippery snake that round.
I mean, who else has the idea of, hey, and they just came in, I'm gonna run away to the outside and be detected?
And was that before or after like the thermite went to that same window? Someone was out there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, what?
I think the thermite was the one that had jumped in and died.
Yeah, that's what I don't know. My brain is like struggling to process if that was before or either way. It was crazy. I mean, it was wild.
Yep.
And Newers has been all his team has asked for and more in terms of being a good pickup. I think it's safe to say, right? Do you agree?
Yeah, I'll agree. I'll agree, just be nice.
That's not a passionate agree. What do you not agree with? Because that I think he's playing incredibly.
He's doing pretty well. We'll give him that one. Now, Dallas VENDETTA do finally have the lead, and Newers does not have a whole lot of HP, CJ. On the Echo, a pretty important operator that you want alive as long as possible.
Yeah, I mean, I just hyped him up, and then he almost dies on Echo to start freaking around. Unbelievable. Wow, a rare EMP shot from a bulletproof that we actually hear and catch.
It's a good change for BPs. They're nice.
So sounds like a freaking Star Wars explosion, like a laser blaster or something.
For the side of Wichita Academy, their attack is definitely bearing fruit, not on kills, but on a whole lot of control. They've gotten both walls open, and they can just hold these deep, long angles. Dallas VENDETTA are really corralled into the back of the bomb site. And now the mute is dead. That's the nitro. That's the biggest form of plant denial that Dallas VENDETTA had on the board. As a nade comes in to block the Banshee, and a whole lot of drones are going to fly in towards the bomb site, this plant could be attempted at any moment.
Except you got to keep in mind, CDAP. You know who's on the... Oh, wait, he's dead. I was going to say Vivid. On this site, he loves to hide in corners and
yeah, that's what that was the big thing, is that Vivid was dead. That's why they can go for the plant.
Yeah. So that ain't a thing no mo. Giddy, of course, was nasty on this long angles on bank. But this is a different map. And some different angles. He will...
Wow.
Should have gotten that kill, probably. Coulda, shoulda. More importantly, how the hell is Enrio here? In this moment in round 2, he's pushed above, killed the flank watch. He should be able to deny the plant. No, he doesn't look in the right spot. He doesn't have 4 holes there. I mean, the plant's gonna go down. No, this should be the retake of the century because Kento is there with Enrio. Flies over from the top ropes, and Newers with the last one. Means the Vendetta are gonna take a 2-round lead. You talked about how they had everything they wanted. All they had to do was hold the deep angles, which includes the angles up top. But they just, I guess, was there anyone up there at the end? It felt like there was no one there.
Yeah, I don't think that there was. It was a good read. Especially because I did like the plant spot from Reed. Right over by the hatch. Not on the hatch, because that would be trolling. But, you know, it was just a nuanced plant spot that the floor bangs and the vert holes didn't really work into Enrio's favor. But, I mean, when you have the full retake of lobby and a triple flank and people like Newers and Kento finally heating up and exploding, you can get the plant down, but it can just get defused when everybody's dead. It's a pretty simple thing. And once again, from the side of Wichita Academy, everything did seem to be going right. You know, they got the kill onto the mute, they got the kill onto the anchor, they got both breaches open, they had lobby control and could really facilitate those flanks and punish them if the aggression came through. That's just in theory. In actuality and in practice, when you have somebody like Kento just running at you, just finally on one, on a bit of a heater, taking those gunfights, your attack can fall apart really quickly.
10 seconds remaining.
Well stated. As we go into a basement defense with a whole lot of roamage.
Attacker's objective is to locate
Got
a
a
bomb
whole
and defuse it.
setup there in bar, in the stock closet. Got Enrio running around. And you've also got that shield, that powerful shield on the island, and it adds a lot of multiple dynamics to this round, C-Daps, because if you killed that shield and you focus on the site, which clearly doesn't have a whole lot of utility denial invested in it because there's a roam set up as well, it means that you can pretty much decisively take the round. But you've also got to consider, especially after last round, that if you go direct on the site and don't necessarily deal with the roamers, you'll get the soul flanked out of you, which is why you're seeing this clear from Wichita Academy, which I guess is a bittersweet start because we're still at an advantage, actually no, I'm not an advantage. I'm having a speech impediment. What I mean is we're at a tie ball game right now, despite there being an entry pick from both sides.
I mean, a 1-for-1 always goes in the favor of the defense, unless it's like a smoke for an Ash. But considering that Vivid is safe on the bomb site, it's still looking pretty good for the Dallas Vendetta defense. He hears a Twitch drone, and he'll take it out. Nothing really on the wall to stop it. I believe the Electroclaw is up above, just like Kento, who's going to take out Asian. The Electroclaw, or whatever breach, yes, it was an Electroclaw, is removed by Spiff going inside the lobby, and that means that the breach can go through. And Spiff, he's very, very wary of this kitchen flank. Doesn't seem to quite get the timing going through as the Aruni gate's going to be burned. Yet he trying to hold a long angle with that 1.5 AUG to deny any entrance over towards the breach, where that is where the diffuser is. I'm going to assume, go out on a bit of a limb, that Reed's going to try to just walk in and start planting. He's going to fall at the hands of Enrio Ash, and he runs in through blue. He'll get one free kill. But how much is it truly going to cost? It's just Spiff and Ashen left alive at the flank. It'll fall as Vivid's also going to blast Ashen full of buckshot. Just Spiff in a 1v2, still in blue control, has an idea that Enrio's in connector.
What?
And has the intel that there's a shotgun close. Enrio, he's going to be the one to fall, however. A beautiful shot coming out of Spiff. In this 1v1, it's SAS versus SAS. Vivid The birthday boy going up against Mr. Never Whiffs. Diffuser is down on the ground. 30 seconds left, and it doesn't seem like Vivid wants to aggress. He's going to leave that up to Spiff. And as soon as he starts baiting through, the swing is going to come. Some shots are going to land true onto Spiff, but not enough to knock him down. And Spiff only needs to land one right onto the head.
Spiff.
That is one that Vivid is going to want back for sure.
Spiff has been, he's been, I'm sorry, I'm struggling for words. But it's like Spiff all series has been winning gunfights he shouldn't. And the thing is, he's easily the most underappreciated on the team. He doesn't have the clout. He doesn't have the accusations that everyone else gets. But time and again in this series, he's just on this Sledge 1.5. It's not like he's using the SMG-11. Like, that's not a thing no more. This guy's just running around winning gunfights against shields, dropping hatches,
shotguns. Who cares?
Like, wow. He was MVP first map, and
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
yeah, that was just, I don't even know how to. What he did to the guy at connector was ridiculous. They got baptized. And it keeps his team alive, more importantly, because for all intents and purposes, they've kind of been treading some water a little bit. You just got retook on the round before that. And it looked like that round wasn't going anywhere fast until Spiff.
10 seconds left.
Spiff R6. He comes in and he
By attackers.
shows why he's a part of the team. He's not an afterthought. Just some guy. No, he's for real.
Yep, he is that guy.
You just had to remind us real quick.
And now Dallas Vendetta, it's been a teeter-totter. Kind of who takes the lead. It goes Dallas Vendetta surges early, and then Wichita Wolves Academy bounces back and then takes the lead. Then Dallas Vendetta bounces back. Right now, they are 2 rounds away from having the kind of awkward effect of taking each other's map choices and still going to the decider of Villa, which would be a very interesting map. But as Kento falls early, he gets absolutely domed by Ashen on a window. Surprised to not see an NS come through chat, through the all chat, because man, Kento got destroyed.
Kento's not in the business of hyping up the other person, the enemy. Newer's also flirting with death on Echo again. And you gotta wonder, when they made this move, they wanted more athleticism. No matter how athletic your team is, you're putting guys like Newers who are unbelievably dynamic on Echo. It's gonna have to happen at some point. In Rio on flank watch. These things, these little mini issues, they're not the biggest deals, but it's like trying to put a triangle in a square at times. So there's still potential for him to go huge in this round because, I mean, he's done it before, number one. And number two, not a whole lot of utility clear coming out just yet. Flashbangs, as I say that, come through, and it's almost like I wish for it and it happens.
Yeah, when this wall gets breached, it's a lot easier to burn, and you'll have a straight line of sight onto Newers, which is why he decides to tuck tail and start creeping down the staircase. Main advantage, it's on the side of the WW Academy. It's made even worse as Giddy will fall at the hands of Ashen. Ambi is also going to tack on for another one. Cherry on top, if you will, of this roam clear will be picking up Vivid, leaving it all up to Newers on the blue stairs, and he just got droned in this position. There's about to be 5 wolves, like a pack, on the prowl, on the hunt, trying to pick him up, and they finally will get him as Asian crosses the final remaining player off to the list, and they'll tie this game up at 5-5.
Man, it's both teams kind of taking their turns on that side, just kind of melting. So you feel the grip loosening on the game. Your Dallas Vendetta, you begin. How many clutches now? How many biblical clutches has Wichita hit in this game?
Maybe we're going to need 800 of them.
How many clutches have they hit to keep themselves in the game to just hang around? When, for all intents and purposes, And clutch, not just clutches, but just like, for example, when they didn't bring Wamai on a solar hold when it's clearly available and still were able to lock out that route. How much has that happened in this game? Where they just hang around through sheer determination, will, and like cereal. I don't know what do they eat before the games, you know? To where they just hang around.
Only Mike and Ike.
I mean, it's just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just kind of hanging in there, right? And for all intents and purposes, Dallas Vendetta, for the most part, kind of outplayed them, but they're still died. Still.
They're gonna try to switch that up. Because we're gonna see Bar come out once again on the side of Dallas Vendetta. It's a repeated bomb site that, to say it wasn't that successful last time would be an understatement. It was a pretty dominant take from the Wichita Wolves, so all they have to do is replicate the fact that they were able to clear blue stairs, and then they just started getting a lot of kills from the Z hallway and lobby, picking off the site players, cutting those rotations, picking up the first couple of kills on the roamers towards the top floor. And they didn't even need an execute phase because everybody died.
Sorry, I just got some incredible news.
What would that news be? Is it not safe for broadcast, CJ?
Bomb located by attackers.
Vivid just got tagged up by Enrio with a pistol. That's unfortunate.
I just found out I'm getting a puppy. So I was smiling. That's
Aw.
all.
What kind of puppy are you getting?
It's a beagle.
I love beagles.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because they're not like, you know, bigger dogs are better, but they're like just small enough that like they aren't like a nuisance. Like they aren't like kind of like you have to like walk it so far, and like they're big and they just like jump on your chest, but they still like fetch and stuff like that. So you can like do stuff outside with them. Beagles are a good mix. But Asian down below could get a free kill towards the hatch if he just peeks the correct way, and the timing doesn't work out in his favor, as Kento, in this exact same position that he got obliterated last time, will survive the first 45 seconds.
I don't know if I'm more amazed that Asian like narrowly missed that, or that Kento's just sitting there with his butt cheeks towards the hatch.
Yeah.
Like, either way, thankfully for both teams, no one died. This attack worked very smoothly, though, for Wichita Academy last time. Looks like they're going for it again. Asian loves this West Main pressure. And combined with how efficient the clear has been on the library side of things, it creates a two-pronged attack of devastating levels of effectiveness. And, of course, I would say that's part of the reason the attacks have worked so well for them through the course of the game. But let's see, can they continue replicating? You know, Giddy's concerned about it because he lost this push before. So he's staring at it intently. But I mean, sometimes you know it's coming and you still lose to it. And that's got to be more frustrating than anything. Look where Ashen is. This might be just a synergy play here between the A's. Rest of the team's clearing and these guys might just hop in below. This is a dynamic you have to worry about, though. Ashen looks like he's peeling off. So we may not see that, at least in the way that I'm imagining it in my mind.
There's only 55 seconds left on the clock, CJ. At this point in the round, last time for Wichita Wolves Academy, they had full top floor control and they were murdering everybody inside the bomb site. This time, they barely have any control. They haven't removed Kento, who has rotated over towards the blue stairs. And Giddy's actually going to tack onto the first kill onto Ambi. Kento, he pops his head up and will pop the head off of Reed as Asian is creeping his way up the staircase. There's no way Kento has any idea, but Enrio is going to answer back and knock down Ashen. Another shot will rain through as Vivid falls at the hands of Asian. Newers is in a DB&O position, but now it's just a 1v, essentially 2, as Newers will finally be cleaned up. Top floor control is in the hands of the defenders. So is the bomb. It's all the way on the other side. And it's going to have to be kills to go the favor of Asian, but he's not going to get a single one of the remaining 2. Dallas Vendetta, they get revenge on this bomb site. They'll keep this game tied. Actually, never mind. They take the lead. I'm bad at math.
6 is bigger than 5,
It is.
at least based on the Mayan calendar.
According to the Mayan calendar, we should have been dead, what? Good old 9 years ago? Actually, 10 years now. Man,
We old as hell.
we old.
Some of the people, was crazy. Some of the people watching probably don't even remember that, bro.
The 2012, there was a whole movie about it. It was like a multi-million-dollar AAA gigantic movie, action scenes, this world blowing up, craziness.
I don't
People were
watch that movie
terrified.
again.
People weren't leaving their houses.
The movie was so
And
stupid.
now we have people not leaving our houses for different reasons.
But yeah, I'm not sure where it went wrong for Wichita Academy there, though I can say it seemed like there was a lot of emphasis around Asian and Ashton were trying to do something. They were trying to hop in and do a little bit of this while their team was clearing there and there. You know what I mean? It was like two different machines chunking along. And well, while you're doing that, Dallas Vendettas, this team, going back to when they were at, they are more than happy to sit and wait for you to do whatever you're
5
doing,
seconds to go.
do whatever
Attackers must locate
silliness you're trying to do. They'll gladly be patient and wait for you to mess up. And quite frankly, I mean, Wichita Academy, they never really cleared library. Never had a chance. Wasn't nearly as efficient as before. And Vendetta, I mean, these guys, Vendetta, they're more than happy with that. So they do have. It triggered the Mayan calendar discussion, but they do have a 6-5 lead. Let's clarify.
Yes. I mean, the first map was close. It was a 7-5 victory for Wichita Academy. So
attackers have located a
if
bomb.
everything went down and it's another defensive victory for the Dallas Vendetta, then they would have had 12 rounds in their favor, and so would Wichita Academy. It'd be even going into the final map. About as close as a series as you can get.
Well, sort of. Wouldn't 287s be closer? Sorry. Or 387s?
Maybe. In regulation, I will append my statement. I apologize. But
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like Wichita Academy really want to apologize for how they messed up the attack last time. They're going to be going for a very similar one. Hopefully, for their sake, they're not going to allow Kento to get this massive flank off towards the top of the lobby once again. As the nades go over the top, it'll remove the Electroclaw. No, it won't. The Electroclaw, I believe, is all the way down inside the basement. So they're going to need somebody to go down. And it seems like Ashton's Twitch drone is already on the case.
See just how many issues singular wall denial will cause when Thatcher's banned. We gloss over it a lot.
Yep,
Well, that's
Ashton's Twitch drone's
shenanigans.
going to go get it.
I mean, these are valuable seconds. And when keep it, oh wait, just kidding. There's another one on there. Is he gonna have to get it again? Does he have the ability to get it again? Is the Twitch drone in the site?
No, the Twitch drone was down in the basement. Now they have to nade over, which they will remove. In comes the exothermic charge of Reed. And hopefully for Vivid's sake, there won't be bullets to just decapitate him like last time. His nitro cell could go absolutely massive.
What?
But Newer's gun is going to go even bigger. Down goes Ashen. The man advantage, it's on the side of the Dallas Vendetta, who do not want to lose this map at all. Newers, he's going to tag on for another one. Down goes Reed. Down goes the diffuser. But in comes Ambi on the AIM Labs arc, taking out that C4 that surely would have put him into a grave. Still alive, still pre-firing out from this hallway. He's going to have to get aggressive. There's going to have to be something made on the side of absolute pandemonium. Newers goes for a 4K, and Giddy will finish up the last one. Good halves all around.
Yeah, Newer's just... Are you sold on Newers? I can't tell if you're being sarcastic to me, if you're gaslighting me or what, CDAPS, but he just took control. He wore the pants that last round. And I feel like he's been doing it a lot today. So would you say he's worth... I mean, is he worth the max deal? Because I would say so.
Maybe.
I mean, he's hitting threes. He's crossing people up. On Cade, on Echo, on Ash, on everything. I would definitely say he was the difference for his team.
Mm-hmm.
Map number 2. I don't care
I
what
think
you
for
say.
Dallas Vendetta, they're just slowly starting to realize what's happening. I think the good old Wichita Wolves Academy aggression caught them off guard on Bank, and it is a lot harder to mitigate that type of playstyle on how big of a map Bank is. On Chalet, you know, it's smaller. It's like half the size of Bank, and you can really corral players into they can be in only one room, as opposed to saying like, hey, he's on the second floor. That's about all the intel that you can get on him, and he can be in any one of those rooms. As opposed to Chalet, it's like, hey, he's in kitchen. Like, that's all he can be in. He can only be in kitchen. You have to clear one room. And for the side of Dallas Vendetta, it worked out into their favor, as well as their defenses being very stalwart, good utility usage, especially in that last round with the swapping around of electric claws, one downstairs and throwing it out. Like you said, that killed about 30 seconds, and the execute was definitely rushed, and Wichita Wolves Academy will fall.
Yeah, we definitely gloss over it a little bit. You know, we kind of, well, it's just Thatcher Band, but you see how much it causes issues, how much it disrupts the flow of the round. And, you know, sometimes, CDAPs, it's not about the operators you play. It's about how you feel yourself. You know what I mean?
Even if you're Cade, you can still pop out for a 4K.
Yeah, and you can pop off with some candy in your mouth, Mike and Ike. You can take your candy game to the next level with a pack of Mike and Ike original fruits or Mike and Ike Mega Mix. The delicious fruity chewy flavors will help, as I said. It'll fuel your game and power you up to keep you playing at your best. You can power up with Mike and Ike. You can also power up. Thatcher doesn't Thatcher like kill the power? Does he still kill the power on the maps?
I don't believe so.
Used to be he'd like blow the lights out if he EMP stuff.
Maybe,
but
I don't know. But I know that you get your sight taken away, like you no longer have your reticle, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm like,
makes it hard to aim.
I think it's like Thatcher's van so often you don't see it anymore. I'm 99.9% sure you Thatcher something, it will literally kill the lights. It will literally power down your game. So Mike and I can power up and return. But Thatcher jokes aside, map 3, CDAPs. Villa, I'm not gonna lie to you, I halfway didn't believe it was possible. I'm like higher than you. I'm like taller than you in real life and in the overlay. Sorry. We're going to map number 3.
Get up here.
Yeah. There you go. But going to map 3, I honestly didn't believe we'd see it. That was a really Herculean effort from the Vendetta to survive that furious rally and whatever you want to call it in Wichita Academy. So we'll see it after a quick break, that is.
Have to get aggressive. Breach looking for it, and Hill got it. Have to push for the kill. Have to kill the Maliki. Transfers on 1-3. What a passion! It's high noon. There's the 1v2. It's 5-1-half for Sir.
Welcome to the NerdStreet Winter Championships, featuring SCS6, a yearly open tournament series hosting the best players and teams North America has to offer, culminating in a community favorite, the Pro-Am. So let's discuss format. During the Winter Champs season, SCS6 will consist of 2 stages, where each stage begins with 2 open qualifiers. Once Stage 1 is complete, there will be an additional tournament offering one more qualification spot prior to Stage 2. Through participating in SCS6, players will acquire leaderboard points and cash prizing. The winning teams from Stage 1 and 2, as well as the additional tournament, will qualify for the Pro-Am. The top 2 teams from the leaderboard will also qualify. As we approach the end of the season, the final qualification spot will be determined through a last chance qualifier. The Grand Finals of the Winter Champs SCS6 will feature the return of the Pro-Am, where the top amateur teams have an opportunity to define their talent against the North American Pro League. But in the end, only one team will be crowned Winter Champs. Sign up today and make history.
Have to get aggressive. Breach looking for it, and Hill got it. Have to push for the kill. Have to kill the Malaki. Transfers on 1 on 3. What a passion! It's high noon. There's the 1v2 and 5-1-half for serve.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Map 1, it came. Map 2 also has departed us. Now we're on to map 3 of the decider. Fully even on round count, 7-5, 7-5 for the opposite team of the map choice, as this one's going the distance, CJ, all the way to Villa.
Oh, it's going a distance. And you know what else? NC4L was the story of map number 2.
New crew, baby.
Why does this guy have such a fan base like that?
He does.
It always gets me. You get the NC4Ls and the and Kento kittens, all that. It's just
Kento kittens.
you got people telling them like, what is going on? Y'all have some supportive friends, I will say, because wow, everybody's just dropping their hashtags, supporting their team. We got the fans getting hype. We got the teams giving their all. And this is a fitting winners match, because the winner of this will go to the playoffs. They will move on.
I mean, hey, both of these teams, I could see going, this being a little repeat of a little rematch in the finals.
Ooh,
I could.
I do.
I think that these are two of the better teams.
I mean, for this is a hot take, but I feel like Vendetta's playing them a lot closer than One Shot did. I mean, they literally took a map. One Shot did not. So that's saying something. When you got, I mean, they're making Reed Saint go 3-9 out here.
Yeah.
He's on support. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I like Reed Saint.
I mean, hey, this is once again that Dallas Vendetta are getting the better of Wichita Academy in the early round, which is strange and peculiar. It's not very often that we see this happen, especially for a team that I believe going into the finals was like plus 30 on the entry, which is crazy. Maybe maybe the bringing forth the guns and trying to get a little bit more athletic is working out, especially with Giddy, who is still on the same roles, can get involved in that cutoff game on a map such as Chalet. That's what we saw Arrow do a lot, but instead now it's just Giddy picking it up, and doesn't really seem like they've missed that much of a beat.
Not at all. Arrow. Arrow's going to, you know, he's on Judgment Day right now, but he's currently gonna be back in CL on a team.
Yeah, that team that was announced that I still think looks pretty good. Little wimpy beastly action with Loban, Arrow, and Jolton.
Yeah, it's out with the Brazilians in with the Lobans. Wait,
I mean, hey, that roster will either work really well or really poorly in my eyes.
They don't count right now.
Yeah,
we're talking about, you're shorter than me again. How does this keep happening, C-Dabs?
Because I'm just chilling.
You just lean back, or
yeah, I'm just chilling.
I'm not trying to look taller than you, bro. Like, I ain't trying to stun on you like that.
I mean, I think you are taller than me. I'm like 5'10", 5'11".
But I'm not trying to do it to you. You know what I mean?
Not trying to do it to him like that, but
I ain't trying to do it to you.
I mean, hey, Jacob already just towers over me, so
I could dunk on Jacob, bro.
I don't think you could.
I could. How tall is he?
Jacob's like 6'5".
But he ain't got the athleticisms that I do, though. I'm dunking on him, bro.
Yeah, the good old Tennessee football players are gonna come out again.
Yeah, I could take him in a game of b-ball, dog. No cap. Okay, so where are we at? Let's
Default
focus,
bans.
C-Daps. We're having too much
Flores,
fun.
Thatcher, Mira on Villa. Not crazy. I assume Valk is going to go down, or we might get a little bit of spice going forward. And yep, Dallas Vendetta are, going to knock off the Valk. Wichita Wolves Academy, that's not a team that you want to leave Valkyrie up against. Even though for the side of DV, they do have Kento, who we tout as a quite capable Valkyrie player.
He's okay. He's mid. I can't get over that. I can't get over.
Orange Moose will forever live rent free.
It's funny as hell about it. Like, you don't even follow the channel. He's just like, hey, he's mid, bro. He's mid, bro. Anyway, hoping to see a big game out of Kenta. Newers, Giddy have been playing lights out all day. But let's see. Map number 3, baby. It's lit.
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
It's gonna be
Dallas
Villa.
Vendetta is going to get to start on the defensive side.
Yes.
Villa is one of those weird maps that it's almost like on a team by team basis if you're going to see an attacker defender sided. It's just a good old, I like calling it an even map. I think it's one of the most balanced maps in the pool right now. Obviously, it's my favorite entirely. I love me some Villa.
I think it depends on the weather. It's one of those maps that's like it's how the teams feel that day, you know? If they're feeling all high and strung up, then it's gonna be decided. But when people get frisky and they're like they're just letting it hang,
Attackers objective is to locate a
doing
bomb.
some crazy stuff, rushing. They're just knowers on a particular day, you know what I mean? They're knowers.
Or
Then,
are they newers?
ho ho ho.
Oh, ho, ho.
Knowers, I mean, yeah.
Newers jokes really write themselves. New crew for life.
What even is a newer?
I don't know.
These people just be making up words. I'm gonna have to Google that. Anyway, we're seeing what appears to be CDAP. I want to say this is a master clear, but then again, it isn't. Because Smith like went over there like he was gonna go to master, and he came back, and now he's just sledging into piano, and the rest of his team's joining him. For what appears, after a more thorough review, to be a study clear, up into study stairs clear. That is.
Ooh.
Newers is there. You know, we're talking about his name and what it even means. He's gonna get taken out at getting that opening kill. It's gonna be an up the stairs flood from
Did
Wichita
he
Academy.
run out? I thought I saw a body flop outside.
No way.
Oh no, he was just, I think his body like clipped through the hatch or something like that. But at the end of the day, sure, you can say, oh no, the Wamai's the first dead. That's not good. You can just as much say that on the side of Wichita Academy because their Habana Reed Sync was the first one to fall, and that's a 1-for-1 that Dallas Vendetta are going to take any day of the week, especially for a direct study clear. Vivid, he's feeling a lot of pressure over towards the main stairs, but he has Kento to hold next to him. Double shield, lots of utility, and a lot of pre-fires are going to go this way. As Kento's starting to get active, a nade chased by a flash will rain through, but not take enough damage for Kento to be swayed. Still standing stalwart on this position. A swing will come out eventually and might just kind of decide the round.
Kento's got the gun up though. Oh, Jesus. Just obliterates.
Wow.
Oh, I mean,
Kento's mid question mark?
Your question mark as everyone on the side of Wichita Academy gets just obliterated. Ashen swings in and gets a kill. C4 is still beeping. C4 just beeping on the ground. He'll crouch walk in the site, but swiftly die afterwards. I gotta commend Kento. That was a really, not, I mean, it's a nice shot, sure. But it was also just like, dude, see what he did with the ADS? The ADS tricked it. And in the window that the ADS like was tricked, he pulled the pin on another grenade, which also got caught in the ADS because it regenerated by the second nade. Like, that was crazy. Like, that's
Can't
some
teach
cerebral
that.
stuff.
You can't teach that.
That's a guy who plays that spot in scrims, and probably like, it's probably he's like scrimming like some crazy team. And they keep killing him, so he's come up with like ways to hold it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, those are those positions that you gotta just know how to play. It seems like Kento knew all the right places to hold his crosshair for head level, people coming up a staircase, and he absolutely obliterated people. Had he died first, sure, Vivid
Attackers
was
need to
there,
locate and
but
defuse bombs.
typically a smoke can only take out one player unless there's a little bit of trolling going on for the attacking side. And when I said that Kento could decide the round right there, and winning those first 2 gunfights definitely did. Wichita Academy, they were dead in the water. They were up the creek without a paddle and just had an LMG swing in 90 repel and try to get anything going.
Up the creek, out of paddle. I mean, wouldn't that be a good thing if, like, you're getting up the creek, you're into your destination with no paddle?
10 seconds to go.
No. You don't have a paddle, so you're just kind of like
5 seconds.
in the middle of nothing without a paddle.
I suppose.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse.
It's a matter of perspective. So, usually you see some sort of roam set up to the south side of the map here. And by usually, I mean, 68.9% of the time. But here you don't see anything. It's butt naked. There's really nothing set up on the south side of the map at all. And there's not necessarily, this isn't necessarily a roam lineup either, where you bunch of C4s below or anything like you'll typically see from teams. So I'm wondering what the plan is for Vendetta, because they're I mean, no way around it. They're pretty much ceding a lot of control of the map. The whole south swath of the map has just been ceded away. And even if they fight for below, it wouldn't be for much because you don't have C4. You only have, what do they have? 2?
And some
This was-
smokes.
It's not worth fighting for below, basically. Like, so what's the plan here? And will it pay off for the defense? It's really congealed defense on the site. And if Wichita Academy gets wise to it, they can really, really surround the site pretty easily.
Yeah, and I think for Wichita Academy's sake, if they fail on this attack, then they've definitely got to start thinking about full clearing from the opposite side. So be back-to-back direct takes that
What?
have not worked. But they have netted the first frag onto Kento. Asian will pick that one up with relative ease. Seems like the poor Jaeger of Kento had no idea that they had already taken downstairs control. Now we see Spiff just walking in towards the bricks door. He'll get a kill onto Giddy, and the upside down repel will net a kill onto Vivid. This is where the direct takes can bear fruit. It's just picking off fish inside a barrel, and it's kill after kill after kill after kill, going the way of Wichita Academy, as they bounce back after a very failed attack to a very successful one.
It's very conservative defense. And the thing is, I mean, you got Kento down below, and I mean, again, it kind of just speaks to what I'm saying. He's down there as Jaeger. What's he going to do as Jaeger? Is he going to shoot the floor and kill somebody? You know what I mean?
Hey, I mean, we saw that happen in SI Close Calls.
We did.
Or EU. Forget who it was, but somebody floor banged a planter to win the map. As Jaeger. He jumped highway and then floor banged somebody.
Interesting.
So it's never out of the question.
Did he have info?
Yeah, he did. He had a red ping.
Okay, C-Daps. Did you see any info from these Dallas Vendettas? No.
But now they have a bulletproof cam.
So don't give me your abstract example to justify what I just watched, okay? Don't do that to me. Because when you do that, you're gaslighting me, C-Daps. and you know damn well, Kento's down there, the best thing he can do is protect the claw from bullet. Otherwise, what
And
the
he
hell?
died immediately. Yeah,
I mean, like, you even see sometimes teams will, you know, they'll have barricades and stuff, and they had nothing. It's like they didn't even set up.
10
So how do I... Anyway, I'll stop hating because now we're seeing an actual setup. There's castle barricades, there's floor holes, there's shields almost definitely going to be in the bathroom. And this is definitely set up to prevent them from just walking in and just doing what they did last round.
Yeah, with Spiff hitting concrete and them plowing through bathroom, removing the blue player. Vivid died pretty early on, but when you're stuck in Astro and you have somebody on the rappel, it's kind of a sinking ship mentality that Vivid had to try to get something going, had to make a play, had to be getting active, aquatic with the movement. But he got drank. And for the side of Wichita Academy, with droning out that initial setup of the Dallas Vendetta, the hard castle hold and all this other stuff, They decided to push the opposite way. They're going on the full horizontal, starting study side, getting some window pressure, having the cutoffs, having the drones find all these roamers allocated towards that side. There's not that many of them. Pretty much only Newers who gets droned out right at the perfect time. Ambi would have fallen on the Nomad trying to place an air jab. Instead, he will get his work done.
What the? What? Asian's body. Asian, you see how he was just like. He was about to type something. You see that? Was he confused by what he's watching? Like, why are you walking around as one eye? I'm gonna type to you. That was like, I don't know what that was. Anyway, it's like, I guess the joke I'm trying to make here is Newers just playing that like Razor used to play it on it. X-Set. Omai just kind of running around. Ashen a rare whiff. Looked like the camo of the Cade actually kind of messed up his aim there. I bet you that's what he said. As he dies.
But this extension over towards the closet, it'll bear fruit. And the rotation of the off of the initial push from the horizontal will get cut down. No master control will be in the favor of the Wichita Academy attack. They're going to try to get anything going, whether it be floor nades below or eventually a swing. There's a whole lot of utility still left alive on the side of the DV defense. A couple of floor holes and a kind of like top bar that will get a good cut going. But Ambi will fall all the way at the hands of Giddy, aggressively swinging from the breach. It's a 2v4 situation, not a whole lot of time left on the clock, but Ambi's going to go in and he's going to get active. He's going to go for 2 as Enrio falls, and the late hit from Asian, it's properly read by Kento, and Vivid will deliver the final decisive blow. A round that almost got out of hand still gets picked back up and goes the way of DV.
Well said, because man, it's almost like they had it if Spiff and his friend there on the stairs were together, it probably would have worked well. But it seemed like, I feel like we've said this a lot today, a lot of not missing parts, but multiple moving parts. You've got one guy trying to push the stairs, the rest trying to push landing. And it's like, you know, Ashton's just trying to push in the site immediately before they even, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, did they have master control?
No. That's where they died.
So it's like one guy's trying to just, I'm going in, and the other's kind of passive. Kento gets disconnected. He gets sniped by the server. I mean, they just said, they instantly said rehost. They didn't even try to get him to reconnect.
Well, the round already started.
Oh, yeah.
Thought we could have paused.
True. So we're going to rehost.
Yep. I mean, for the side of DV, they're still in a pretty good place where that round, sure, it seemed to be going the way of Wichita Academy, and then the master push kind of fell apart, and then all of a sudden Spiff goes crazy, but the refrags came out. If Asian had gotten that kill over towards Blue Stairs, they definitely win that round, but a clutch gunfight from Kento, who was the one that is now having a bad internet moment and is delaying us. But for the side of Wichita Academy, things might not be as easy as they thought. Dallas VENDETTA are putting up a really good fight, and that was the one of 2 maps that Wichita Academy have dropped in both splits of SCS.
Really?
Yeah.
Their run's been that biblical?
It has been that good.
Interesting. Well,
they dropped 1 map where it was against, I think, Aerial Academy, like in a decider game.
I guess it's like if we can piggyback off of that discussion we were having before the game started. Do you think this is an early finals matchup? This VENDETTA team is looking, I hate to say fighting words without the 2 teams directly playing each other, but they're looking like the best CL team. Right?
I think that I don't know how hot of a take that is. I don't think it's that hot. It's pretty much between them and One Shot, and One Shot still have a little bit to be decided. Maybe they're saving strats for next weekend. Maybe they are. Maybe. So, you know, SI would be a little bit more important than SCS. I'm sorry. I think we can all agree on that one. But
that is true, and I guess they did play each other.
Game day reps are still important nonetheless.
It's like the argument that I guess One Shot did beat the old IF, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they played today,
it would be a very close match, I think.
They played today, you know what I mean? I like this Vendetta team, and of course,
I do too.
Wichita Academy is a shining light of T3. They've proven that. So we've got a special matchup here, and the fact that it's gone as neck and neck and toe to toe as it is pretty impressive. It's pretty amazing to see thus far. And even right now in this rehost, I have no idea what I can expect the rest of Villa. I have no idea if it's just going to be.
We haven't even seen the tertiary site yet.
We haven't seen a Newer's moment yet. You know, so there's a lot that can still happen in this one. Don't get too emotionally high yet. Okay, so
yeah, we just gotta bide our time and wait for it to really ramp up.
Either that or Kenta won't reconnect. Because I don't see
forfeit, and that would be very anticlimactic.
I don't see him in here, bro. I don't see him in his lobby yet. So I'm concerned.
I'm getting a little bit concerned too.
There he is. Never mind, we're good. Okay.
We are good. As soon as we start talking about it, he goes, oh, I have a game still left to be played. I need to load back in.
Yeah, so we're just waiting on one more player, and then we'll almost be ready to go. So
somebody had to run a T-Hunt, I guess. Keep their aim warm.
Weird timing to do that. Okay. We got everyone in the lobby. We're going to start again real soon, guys. So just hold on to your butts. We're almost there.
Did you know we had a Villa that's played relatively basic, very basic bands, and a pretty basic first 3 rounds, 2-1 for the defense. Nothing's been that crazy. It's just kind of a run-of-the-mill Villa. Do expect it to kind of heat up if we go downstairs.
Yeah, I mean,
we kind of don't have to. We can just go back to AVG.
It's been a mixed bag. But without further ado, because I know how y'all feel about the ado and, the reho. Like, trust me, I feel it. I know y'all are just punching the air right now. Start the game. What the hell? Okay, we're back. It's going to be dining room kitchen. And yeah, as you said, as we go down, this is where it might get intense. This site produces good moments almost by default based on how it works with the C4s, which you're going to see the last minute executions.
Or the fast executions. You could just push the heck out of pantry. Always in the cards.
And there's a Capkin, a Slapkin. 6 pick coming out from Kento. He will be lurching, instigating.
That's 4 nitros and impacts on the defensive side.
And you know what else? I would say that, Wichita Academy's attack style has cost him at times. But on this side especially, there's a chance, given how you can change the tempo up and change the push up and do whatever, and kind of just push in and do whatever. They've been trying to make that happen. You see Ashton trying to force his way in here, and even going back to Chalet, you had those moments where it looked like Wichita Academy players were trying to hit some misdirection and do whatever. I think this site will allow for that. Especially considering how the defense is setting it up, playing above it looks like? Question mark. Reinforcements going down.
I assume this is going to be like an early fall-off style of Rome. Because when you bring 4 nitros, you are going to be expecting that those come from down below. Maybe we'll see some interesting ones like over the triple wall, which could be opened up. Instead, I think it will just be people falling off, either whether it be from dropping Ivy or running red stairs or something like that, kind of depending on where Wichita Academy start their attack from. It seems like they're going to be going full horizontal, potentially even just through the first floor and library and stuff like that. If that is the case, then Enrio is going to be in some hot water. And Kento will also receive some customers towards his library hold.
I don't know if they just heard him. He hears him crouching. You see how he's like standing up and crouching and standing up. Pretty sure whoever's on that drone hears that, so they're naturally, what in the world? They're gonna hop onto the wall. They're gonna hop onto the wall, which I guess is one way of creating the angle. It's gonna force Kento to move and reposition, shuffling around, desperately trying to hold against 3 attackers right now. That bottom hole I was talking about is actually where the damage, the killing starts, but Ashen will get the kill pin ultimately. And this is, as I said, when you talk about how this team is dynamic, this is the type of push you go for when you're dynamic. A horizontal push. I'm expecting that someone will go pantry late, I'm sure. That's if we get to that point. Neur's doing what he does best, killing. This time it's Ashen who gets taken out. I guess Ambi's tasked with holding the flank above here.
Newer still inside of blue is a precarious position, especially if the brown pressure starts coming out for Vivid's life. That vertical angle could bear a whole lot of damage and kills into the favor of Newer's back pocket. But right now, Wichita Academy, after that initial little punch from Newer's, they've stalled. Their attack has gone to essentially nothing. They aren't pushing a whole lot. They're just holding flanks, trying to get anything going. It seems like their rotation is going to be going upstairs and going upstairs hard. In comes the hammer, and in comes the pressure towards Inrio and Newers. We're going to have to bear the brunt of a whole lot of Wichita players swinging in right now. Down goes Asian, down goes the drop. The refrag attempt is cut down by Enrio, just swinging through. It's just Ambi and Reedsync alive in a 4v2.
So they went from a horizontal push to dry peeking and hoping for trades in astronomy. Speaking of dry peeking, well, yeah, that's a no drone Jerome. Reed's just walking around with not any idea of what's going on. And I don't know if it's the intel denial or what, but the attackers just, outside of that initial surge in the living room, they didn't really have any idea what they were looking at, quite frankly.
Yeah, that attack seemed confused and a little bit forced. Almost like they didn't have the idea coming through early on and then just tried to make anything work. But for the side of Dallas Vendetta, it was really smart to keep both Newers and Enrio up top, especially when the initial hit comes out for the horizontal pressure and then it's kind of stamped and there's a whole lot of silence. You have to think that something is up. There's some sort of rotation going on. And even with Enrio and Newers upstairs, it's not like their impact was completely mitigated if the players took the site. The whole bomb site is soft, and you had impacts in the back pocket of Newers who could have opened up angles if there was any intel in sight towards where the plant went down.
And let's see, as you say, as you described, there's a lot of problems Wichita Academy is failing to deal with. And well, we said early on as well, this is a map that can be either eloquently fluent to the attack, or it's just a nightmare. It's like walking through a maze. I think we're seeing the latter, at least for the Wolves Academy roster and their attacks. Once again, going back to this study stairs hold from the Vendetta, where Kento and his ADSs, this guy's ADS tricking like it's 2018. Like Jaeger still has an ACOG or something.
Last time he played this position, he essentially won the round by himself.
Yeah, I mean, it's not showing his kills right now. But because of the rehost.
He had a rehost.
But he went bonkers. He went nuki dookie. So much so that, I mean, it looks like Wichita Academy is just going to go the other way. The last time they tried to force the stairs, maybe this time we should go for a landing push, guys. Maybe. I criticized them earlier in the series that maybe they rotated the push a little too emotionally. I would say this is a very justifiable rotation, but Ashen with, I guess there was drones on everybody there because there was the default camera and then also the drone. That's just 50-50, and it rolls the way of Wichita Academy to start this round.
Yeah, that is one Enrio is going to have nightmares about, because he saw the gun barrel of the LMG, and that's about all he saw. Had he gotten the kill, Newers would also be alive because Ashen's pushed out for 2. No longer are we seeing the direct study push come out from the Wichita Academy. They're evolving, they're innovating, they're pushing from the other side this time and finding a lot more success, especially in the early round. Kento, he's rotated over towards the red stairs, but Vivid inside the bomb site falls at the hands of Asian. Kento tags on to try to stop any of this pressure. But how much damage has truly been done? You lost your smoke, your Wamai, and your Goyo. A nitro and 3 smokes have been removed, and Kento, he's going to be forced to flank the barbed wire. It's the audio cue to give him away, as Asian's going to cut him down. Giddy's getting shot from all sorts of directions, and the Wolves bounce back.
And really, it's off the backs of Ashen was just... that guy was on a mission that round, just walking around. I mean, look at his path. Came in from bikes. I hope it shows it in the replay. Look at this guy. What? Some of you may say, oh, it's LMG. It's a crutch R6.
I mean, he would have hit, he hit like what, first or second bullet?
Yeah.
He hits that with the AR. I don't care what you say. He hits that with the pistol.
Yeah, he hits that with the Legion shotgun, for all I care. I think people are using the LMG hate as a coping mechanism when they get slammed.
Like, oh, you wouldn't have gotten that with the LMG. There's certainly there are LMG moments.
There are, but that was not one of them.
That was not one of them.
Protect your bombs from being defused.
Those are first burst kills. I just don't like people on the haterade over a gun, bro. Makes me upset.
Oh, he's such a Roni crunch.
Well, y'all are hating. Anyway, loadout discussion aside. Controversial topic aside. I would say, considering how fruitless some of the attacks have looked for Wichita Academy, for it to be at 3-2, it's a lot of like what I was saying on Chalet. They have this knack for just hanging around, even when it's... I could grade their play as maybe a C+ or a B. They're still just close in round count. It's not like they're getting obliterated. Would you say that that's like getting... I don't want to say it in a rude way, but sometimes it's like they are getting by on the talent based on, or rather versus their just strategic prowess, if you know what I mean. It's allowing them to hang around when maybe sometimes, if they were lesser skilled players, the rounds would get away from them.
It's like the talent works hard, blah blah blah, Baba Booey kind of thing.
Yeah, that inspirational coach quotes on Twitter. Kenta, he's playing us without a shield this time, and he's so brave because he's literally swinging into the main door and nearly takes down Asian. But, I mean, wow, that was a pre-fire and a half.
Wow.
And since he doesn't finish him off, unfortunately, it leads to a kill. It may even lead to a double kill. It's a game of inches. If the Jaeger tags up Asian enough and kills him, those 2 kills don't even happen. Instead, that 1 floor nade has just translated into 2 of your more impactful defenders for Dallas getting taken out. And Alibi dropping into Spiff. What? He gets taken out. Trade situation. You have to do that in this situation. LMG from Ashen. Again, that's not an LMG moment. He just straight up gunned that man down. It's a 4 versus 1 for Newers, and his position is now known. Reed is getting tagged up but not dying. It seems like that's the story of the round for Dallas. Newers gets 1, though. It's a headshot. Forget tagging people up when you can just shoot them in the head. And keep in mind, Reed's on no HP, but Ashen
Traded, dang.
Ashen has just come alive in their last couple rounds. It's allowed his team to have a tied attack half.
Taking momentum into your defensive side could spell a lot of issues for Dallas Vendetta as they swap to the attack. It's a lot harder to kind of control the tempo, especially if the Wichita Wolves are just going to be running around and feeling confident. With the castle being brought for trophy, it's either going to be an extension in towards the bathroom and stuff like that, or just a 6th pick onto a Goyo and make all of this analysis I was about to say completely useless.
When will you learn?
Yeah, my actions do indeed have consequences. And 3 shields with a Wamai, no Jaeger necessary. I assume there's going to be some sort of blue hold going on.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Right.
No. But I'm just kidding. Maybe they hold bathroom.
Maybe.
Just kidding. There's no cast. I don't know. You know what I do know, though? It's very apparent. Kento, I get it. His internet, it's not something... I'm not blaming him for it. But there was a... what do you want to call it? A tactical rehost? You said earlier? A tactical rehost that since then Wichita Academy has looked incredible off of, and I'm not gonna leak, but we got coaches asking if the rehost, counts for their timeout for the map and whatnot, because there haven't been a whole lot of impactful timeouts that I would say that stick out to me in this matchup, but
Yeah.
I would say the one that their tactical rehost is. So, and it's in the favor of Wichita Academy. So maybe Dallas Vendetta, if things start off poorly here, might consider using that timeout so that we talk about Wichita Academy as a momentum-based team, so that momentum doesn't just get out of control and cause cause Map 3 to get away from them.
Yeah. And especially on the defensive side, if somebody like Ambi is able to pop off in this position and just deny this direct take that Dallas Vendetta are currently lining up for, disaster could be striking. The alarm bells in Dallas might start ringing. For Wichita, they're a whole nother city. It is the battle of the cities, as said by the social media team. The battle of the cities, Dallas versus Wichita. One in Kansas, one in Texas. But more than anything, here on the Italian countryside of Villa, it's been pretty even. Kind of like this whole series. Down below, Mr. New Crew for Life Newers is crouch walking up brown stairs. Might get an early hit towards blue and catch somebody off guard. But there is Asian down below, the Red Dot Warrior himself, waiting for the swing out towards clock to come through. An Ash Charge will remove the shield. That was Newer's whole purpose, making a blue and bathroom push a lot more plausible, as well as the Electroclaw trying to be taken out from down below, but it won't get hit quite yet.
Yeah, that is one tough Electroclaw. Skitty, it's being conservative with his grenades. Maybe holding in with some copium that Newers can deal with it at some point, but you talked about it earlier, Asian is down there and could cause problems. Kentel will be tossing a grenade, actually. Seems like he's joined his teammate, the Ash, and causing some sort of vertical. I mean, they just traded positions, I guess, but neither of them have dealt with the claw. From what I can tell, Vivid still has not breached this wall. He still has all the pellets. There are 40 seconds left, and early issues with this team. Back to when they were IF, they're starting to rear their ugly heads again. Where's the sense of urgency? At some point, you've got to get the wall open. You've got to make some sort of push. Kento's waiting for Asian to flank and push. And I guess Asian just walks into the bullets. This is turning itself into an Astro Flood because they can't get the wall open. And Reed and Ambi and the West of Wichita Academy is probably wise to that now. And Reed just walks right into the clear. And Ashen, blinded from those nuclear flashbangs, will give an opening to Vivid. Newer's falling up as well, and it's just Spiff. He's been clutch this whole series. He'll have to be clutch here. He doesn't check his right corner, though. Actually, I didn't even know. I have the cheating spectator overlaid. I didn't even know that Vivid was planning there in the flames. Man, I gotta ask, what the Reed just ran right into the, 3 guns.
Yeah, you were saying that he was the top prospect for hard support.
Sometimes he turns the ball over.
Sometimes he turned the ball over right there.
He's got a turnover
with
problem.
Such little time on the board. All I had to do was just try to stop a flood, and you would have to say that him playing on the reinforced wall with a shotgun in hand would have been a lot better than just sprinting through a rotate hole and getting absolutely obliterated.
Just a little bit, especially since you saw how Ashen played that. He just he's really wish he had a teammate.
Yep.
With a shotgun.
Yeah.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
I mean, even if he had like pre-fired, like that is a certified "why are you sprinting" moment.
And you could just see the desperation in the push. I mean, they didn't open.
They didn't open a wall. By all metrics, Dallas Vendetta failed that round. But Kento opened it up on the backside of the blue stairs, got a lot of damage over towards the blue rotate player, and gave just enough of an opening for the flood to come out. And then big players made big plays, and they still come out on top.
10 seconds remaining.
And the Vendetta have this. It's still a thing. They get by.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
Just on raw whatever and win rounds late in these attacks. But I'm sure it's something as the defense half unfolds for Wichita Academy. they'll play into it a little bit more as they realize, Dallas Vendetta like to stall a little bit. You know, maybe Asian, who, I mean, let's be real, kind of gave that pick away to Kento. Probably just didn't have to do anything, right?
I don't know. Because I think he wanted to push up and try to nitro and have Plant Denial retake control of Kitchen, but almost you could say that a stronger position would be either for him to fall back, probably
up red.
I'm about to say up red stairs and play towards split with his teammate. But because his pressure of just being there and existing was enough for Kento to be so worried of pushing that staircase. As soon as he was dead, just that was the catalyst. That was the moment of Dallas Vendetta going, hey guys, we need to go right now. And then they did.
And considering the defense is running back the same site, I can only imagine that they kind of feel the same way I do. They, yeah, maybe we could play that. These guys can't get a wall open, so let's just play a little better. And starting with killing the Ash who got the shield early on. In Astro, by the way, which is where the flood came
same crouch
through.
walk from the basement will not work twice.
Yeah, I mean, that's
what a shocker.
That's where the flood came through, and a lot of it worked because of how Reetsink had to play it. He didn't have his shield, so he's swinging. He's losing his mind. Now that there's a good chance that shield will stay up, at least for longer, that same safety valve won't be there. And like I said, I think someone like Asian will play a different position this time, maybe to support against a flood. But something I haven't noticed at all is Vivint on the Maverick, which is going to speed things up considerably, but also create a hazard as a grenade. A grenade and a quick kill from Giddy, though it was elsewhere. Let's kick things off, but Ambi's the type of guy, he will absolutely peek this, but as you know, C-Daps, as Emzo says, holes work both ways, so that's going to be a high stakes, high blood pressure gunfights going there, and Ambi's going to lose it. Enrio's standing right there in the middle of the astronomy door. Because no one's playing the shield, means he can kind of cross through. It's getting really awkward and really hectic really quickly as Enrio has pretty much cut the site in half, but Asian with an incredible shot from that deer double door. He's in 1 versus 2. Diffuser has to go down. Again, we're talking tight time constraints. Diffuser has to go down that doorway, and well, Asian, he will guard that door with his life. He just guns down the last 2 attackers like an auto turret, just headshots, a headshot machine. He makes it look so easy. It's ridiculous.
It was the most casual 1v2, cool, calm, and collected.
I mean, he can be,
for
because
Connor.
You want to know why? Because once again, you're attacking with in the red zone. My favorite term. They're attacking in the red zone, and you're going for a plant which is in full view of any sort of swing from that deer site. And I mean, that was a gunfight where Enrio died. That was huge because that probably won the round for the defense, no matter what the man count was. Because if you lose that guy holding Astro, you lose the coverage on deer. And as long as there's people in deer, there's some super power plays that can come out of defenders there in terms of stopping the play on that safe door. So
yeah, really well played, however, from Mr. Asian, the red dot connoisseur.
I like your French.
Yes. But more than anything, knowing that, hey, the red zone attacks are coming out from Dallas Vendetta once again. As soon as it happens, anything that be wrong for the attack, it becomes scramble mode. It becomes chaotic. And Wichita Academy, I think that they're a team slightly built better for the chaos. They thrive in it. They have players that can pop off, just like what we saw. As soon as there's only 5 seconds left on the clock and it's a 2v1, Asian knows that he's going to have isolated 1v1s. For Dallas Vendetta, they didn't go for the frag. They went for the plant. They separated themselves. It was essentially 1v1, and Asian picked up that kill, won the round. Nice and easy. Now the game is all tied up, and Wichita Wolves could potentially have a little bit of life in the back pocket of their defensive side, especially as they transition to a fully new bomb site. For the side of Dallas Vendetta, with the Twitch, they're going to kind of mitigate the impact of Cade. That has really been making things difficult for their attacks, kind of causing them to have weird floods and even have to bring a Maverick coming through. The first Twitch drone will go down, but not before taking out the Vulcan shield over towards main.
trying to cover down these flanks. I mean, based on how he's air jabbing this, one, I can safely assume that nothing's coming from the master side, not even any sort of lurk. But also the fact that you would expect there to be like a buck or, a lot. I guess they're really relying on floor nades.
Mm-hmm.
But you would expect a buck or whatever based on how they're playing this. But I guess they're going to do exactly what Wichita Wolves Academy tried and failed at, and that's force the study stairs, force your way into study. And this attack, I mean, in this matchup thus far has been low percentage, as I said. So, grenade flies out though. As I say that, I guess there just wasn't no magical ADS trick from Spiff. Another grenade, 2 kills for Kento for 2 grenades. And another grenade flying out from Giddy. I mean, at this point, you might as well just presume every time a grenade flies, it'll kill somebody, because the last defenders, I can assure you, have nothing resembling ADSs near them right now. Only one more grenade left, though. And more importantly, the electric claws on the wall, meaning even though it's man advantage for the attack, still have to kind of force doorways and win the quote-unquote unwinnables. And there it is. He just shoots it off. And I mean, what are you going to do about this? You used all your grenades trying to kill people, which you've successfully done. But this claw's at large, and at least for the time being, it's in charge. And well, I bet you we're going to go to the red zone again, C-Dabs.
Yes, most likely. And for the side of Wichita Academy, they have 3 Toxic Babes and a Nitro in the back pocket of Ashen, but he's more prone to using his bullets as he'll drop down Enrio. Kento, droning over towards Classical, has now found that there's somebody behind the bar, and some bullets raining through says that, hey, there's somebody over towards 90. Kento, he'll get the better of Ashen. Down goes the Nitro, and another nade takes a lot of HP away from Reed. Once again, CJ, the red zone, it is upon us. Giddy will drop down Asian. But Kento's in the DB&O. That leaves just poor Reed Sink alone in the 1v2. He'll get absolutely evaporated through that small little breach. And even though we're saying, oh no, Dallas Vendetta, they're not having a good attack, they still are winning these rounds out of sheer determination.
I didn't want to interrupt you, but I noticed. So when the Cade killed Enrio,
did get like one of the breaches open.
Yeah, he was like he's just shooting, like, you might catch it in the replay here, but he's like shooting like crazy, right? But he doesn't actually hit that last little pellet. And that's literally loses them around there, I feel like, because a smoke behind the bar in that situation, that's like a smoke moment if I've ever seen one.
Yes. That is, every support player is out here just licking their lips.
Especially when there's no time.
Yep.
So, in that regard, yes, you got to give you got to salute the Dallas Vendetta, right? For winning, doing what they needed to do, and take, in an intense, high-pressure moment, getting it done. I'm commending them for that. But you also have to talk about the missed opportunities for the defense and how they could have, should have, would have. You shoot a pellet, you shoot a Habana pellet there, and you can suddenly play one of the more powerful power positions in the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's the levels of, that's the tightrope we're walking when we're talking these two teams. A Habana pellet
10 seconds to go.
changes the whole round. Also, really nice nades.
Also, it is hard because like client-side bodies, they don't disappear immediately. So maybe he never even saw that pellet, and then he's also feeling so much pressure from so many different directions, and clock's running down. You got to put yourselves in the shoes of the player.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tight rope in this.
It's a tight rope indeed, and it seems like he just slightly fell off. We're gonna see a repeat of the bomb site back to back. First 4 rounds went trophy, now study. If the pattern stays true, then Wichita Academy's their adaptation will lead to a round success. But for their defensive win, it was a 1v2 clutch by Asian.
Remember I said they're kind of skirting by on talent a little bit? A lot of clutches, crazy entries. And I mean, they're trying to do more of it here. They're trying to, those two are trying to instigate, kill somebody, and Master for rotating back.
Yeah.
Giddy, what? I had to rub my eyeball. Giddy's just bottom red, I think. Just walking around.
I mean, if there are any roamers over towards bathroom, blue, trophy statue, they will have Giddy will have a good cut if they decide to go downstairs, or he can rotate up to the top side. But with how many floor nades and how much damage came from down below last time around, I don't think Dallas Vendetta should fully just not go for that first floor pressure. And that's probably what Giddy's, yep, that's exactly what he's going to be going for, as Reed barely hangs on. Just an inch. And Asian also takes just a little bit of damage. Taking out Reed would have been massive. But taking out the Malusi Banshee over towards 90 could also be quite big. There's a lot of pressure surmounting from multiple directions on the side of this Dallas Vendetta attack. They're pushing in from all sides. Wichita Academy, they're going to have to try to get something going. They need to get aggressive. They need to push back. They can't just sit in the site here, especially with all these anchor points being blown up from down below.
You say as all the grenades are now gone. They've survived the artillery barrage. Now the trenches are still lined with troops, waiting for this push to come. And it could come from a lot of directions. If it's coming from Steady, as you expect, you got Kento who's aggressing upon 90, and with a critical player in your smoke on 1 HP here, might be the thing that decides this round, especially when it's going to get crazy here in 82nd. Now, trades are going to fly out. Spiff will start it off. Onto Kento. Flashbang central from Vivid, but he doesn't actually swing in. Vivid's just chilling on the rappel, holding for the swing so that the player in oh my god, just shoot him, Asian. What the hell? Asian delays at shooting. Vivid still holding that cutoff from the rappel, so I don't think he can really cover his teammate. Not with the ammo count. Yeah, and there it is. User just goes down, and Ambi will finish off Vivid. Really unfortunate, because I like what Vivid was doing. I'm sure there's some person who's like, Vivid, why are you still on rappel? Why are you dating? I like what he was doing. He's holding Ambi in that, I guess that tucked corner and Steady to where he can't like actually deny the point, right? Yeah. And then the problem is they just didn't really cover. I think Spiff got that first kill.
Yep.
They didn't really cover the swing from the actual site. I mean, I liked what they were doing, but it just so happens Wichita Academy is better at clicking.
Yeah, Asian almost went for the trigger discipline play towards the planter, but decided, no, it's not worth it. We just need to make sure that the bomb is dead.
I was like, yo.
He's like, I could. You could see the thought process coming through of, oh, this would be funny if I got this right before he gets the plant down. But instead, he just goes ahead and cuts it. The rest of the players over towards bars. The anchors were still alive. The bomb was lost inside the site. The smokes were fading. No map control. And guess what else, CJ? Guess what else was gone? The time for Dallas Vendetta. A lot of slow attacks coming through.
Actually, that round, it was like 30 seconds left, right? 30, 20, 24, 25. It was in that range. Yeah. It wasn't quite red zone 15 seconds.
Considering the fact that there wasn't really much horizontal or any extension on the side of the Wichita Academy defense, I still would like to see Dallas Vendetta speed up slightly.
5 seconds left before insertion.
They had all their pieces at like a minute.
I mean, you would never catch me disagreeing.
Yep.
I feel like we've beaten that horse. Again, it's something. It's if you
that horse, the kneecaps are gone.
it's because I guess it's worth beating the horse because listen, we hype up Vivid and everyone on this team is infallible. That's like one thing that it's worth talking about as a negative. So, so I mean, you got to find something to criticize. What do we got? The Dallas Vendetta jerseys on here when we casting? No.
Dallas Vendetta is probably the team that we are the most critical of. It's because they have potential, It's harsh love.
Yeah, because I also show the bias, They'll be like Charles Vivid because we share a name. Yeah, like, I'm going to make fun of his IGLing sometimes. I don't care. He can take it. He's a Charles. Ashton's crouch walking around.
Asian can take this because he is a Connor.
Exactly. I just learned that today. I learned. This is a living defense. You got a guy crabbing in the basement, knifing drones. That's always a bad sign. So he gets away with that one. I don't know if they have any idea that he's down there.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Yeah, both teams now not opting for the top-down clear, which could potentially come out, but a lot of pressure is surmounting from the horizontal side. Giddy And the rest of the crew actually are up towards 90. Just now saw this, and Ashen could go for a flank up red if the intel comes out. Especially with the cardiac sensor down below, they know that, hey, there's people pushing from 90, and that's going to be just enough with 2 minutes killed for the roamers upstairs to fall off. Mento's here for the cut, could stop this pressure that's coming out with Ambi running around. Don't know quite where he went, but probably into the bomb site, maybe going to throw down a nitro. Or just have Newers walk into Ashen.
You know why I was like, well, they don't know he's there. They're not acting like there's a whole lot of intensity or focus towards the basement because, well, people can do that. They can walk up, they can flank you, they can just obliterate you. Ashen's one guy you do not want to lose track of. A double kill here, which may or may not put his team on a match point scenario, as Dallas VENDETTA, as we get under 30 seconds, they're still kind of sledging around passively on the floor, and Asian may be ill-advised, peeking into him. Reed as well. We got 2 defenders just peeking right into the VENDETTA before they've actually worked their way towards the site, and maybe it's that vertical play from VENDETTA, which is still coming out at 10 seconds. It's going to mean that this is going to be a really last-ditch effort from these attackers. Are trying to force that laundry door, and the Malusi's not necessarily looking in the right direction. I guess I'm wrong. Ashen was like, he's just gonna chill in here while his team's dying, but he has such control of the situation. He's not panicking. I'm panicking. But Ashen's not.
I don't know how many times we're going to say red zone here, but if it was a drinking game, I think a lot of people might be in not so great shape. Vertical pressure still going out at 10 seconds. As soon as the drones came out for the side of Dallas VENDETTA on the top floor, Wichita Academy were more than happy to give up that top floor. Because at the end of the day, Dallas VENDETTA are still going to be forced into doors. They're going to have to funnel in. When you have nitros, you have all the intel in the world with the cardiac sensor, banshees on entryways, impacts, roamers holding horizontally everywhere. You can have all the second floor map control you want, but if you have none on the first, you still aren't going to be able to transition that properly without the amount of time.
It's also just wild. You lose control of Ashen, literally. 0.2 seconds, and this guy just runs around. He's just sitting in corners menacingly, getting multi-kills. And as much as we criticize the timing, I kind of liked what they did. Outside of Ashen being Ashen, right? Would it have worked against any other team?
Probably not. Probably not. Probably. I've changed my answer. Probably.
I mean, let's put it all together. If it was Dallas VENDETTA versus Peanut Esports, you think that take would work just fine?
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know.
I just noticed this on match point of the decider. We are seeing living room come out. Because both top floor sites for the side of Wichita Academy, they've taken a couple tries to be successful. And now we get to see if Dallas VENDETTA have the wherewithal, have the intelligence, they have the experience to break down the the quaternary bomb site of this map that we rarely ever see.
5 seconds left.
I actually like it because the Dallas VENDETTA artillery fire is unbelievable with the floor nades. They've had to have set some sort of record. They've got like 1 million of them this game. So you know how you get rid of floor nades, CNAPs? You get rid of the floor.
Yeah.
And then you force these guys who take a long time to attack anything to roam clear the top floor and roam clear the map. There's a good chance. I like Vivid. There's a good chance maybe Vivid gets thrown for a loop here and calling this push. Takes a lot of time to figure out what you want to do. And we just watched Ashen go crazy. All he did was get slightly mistracked. And he goes crazy. Look what Asian's doing, just running around his vigil. This is the type of thing. I mean, he's not doing anything in particular right now. I guarantee you he could somehow find some way to flank and end an improvised push. So it's going to have to be a lot of finesse from Dallas VENDETTA. Even though this is a site that's just like, you would think, oh, it's so easy. Just do this. It's not that easy when you're dealing with a bunch of crackheads running around.
For lack of a better term, yes. I usually like to steer more towards underager, but I guess crackhead could definitely fit, as Ashen on the Oryx is starting to take some gunfights over towards Boar and Zombie and all those wonderful 90 extensions. And for the side of Kento, he hasn't really pushed forward anywhere since, looking for seemingly Valk cams, even though Valk is banned.
Echoes?
Yokais, maybe.
Did he get advanced warning there's Echo? Maybe he didn't 6 it, so they thought they know there's Echo? Possibly.
Yes. Maybe. Possibly. Perhaps.
Possibly. Maybe. Possibly.
But Giddy taking 90 control could be massive for the DV attack.
Could be, but, I mean, Wichita Academy is about 30 steps ahead. They have a hold here towards the study stairs, which I can't say I've seen for this site in particular. Usually see the defenders kind of lock themselves into the bar and into the aviator, and kind of play it like it's an actual site, and then just look down. So to have the extension all the way out into the hallway kind of prevents Giddy from just walking down, like, and doing anything. Kento's thinking, well, I said Kento's thinking about what he wants to do, and he just straight up wins that gunfight. He's pre-firing, but he still loses that fight against Ambi, who's the Echo holding above. And keep in mind the time. Ambi un-ADSing. Pretty critical time, though, but keep it. Again, we're at 30 seconds. They haven't actually touched the site. They can sledge and do all they want, but if the defenders manage to shuck and dive away from the vertical pressure, which they're currently not doing, as Reed goes down, there's a chance they can pull this round out in the dying seconds. They've done it before.
We could see overtime, CJ, but Asian, he wants to make sure that that doesn't happen, and Spiff, holding towards the main lobby, might just find the head of Vivid as soon as he creeps in. Down goes the diffuser, but the refrags are all there. Inrio gets 2, and Newers gets the final. We're going to overtime, baby. Full regulation necessary on this decider, and the kind of awkward pick of Living Library didn't seem to phase Dallas Vendetta at all.
It did phase. I highly disagree. Okay. That took down to 10 seconds. And some 50-50s at the end. I respect the site choice.
I do respect it.
Definitely think there was some potato moments too. You had the you did have the Echo. Ambi's working on.
I would have liked almost anybody else in that position besides Ambi. I guess the thought would have been, if the hold stayed strong upstairs, if DV just hit the site, you would have the Echo alive with Vert. But it's almost too awkward of a position for Ambi to hop on cams and have them be useful for the team. He couldn't be hot droning anybody as soon as the push started coming through upstairs, because he would have been in a lot of danger. And had somebody been hot droning the pinch of the player towards the vault, they might have been able to pre-fire away Giddy and stay alive for just a little bit longer.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
And piggyback off that, you noticed how Giddy even got to that spot? Did he come from 90?
Yes, he did.
So what if the camera was 90 and whoever was top study, Spiff, had advanced intel on what he was doing? There were a lot of moving parts that round, so this is just us speculating, not like saying what they should have or should've did. We see the same bathroom hold earlier in this game, or something similar to it. I think this time there's no castle, but the idea is the same. Hold bathroom with your life. I don't know how I feel about it if I'm Ambi, because these guys have been hitting GPS assisted BC nades. And if you know, you know.
They got the heat-seeking nades from down below, man. There actually is a way that you can really easily nade the person out without having to burn. If you get down below, you can like shoot half of the floor and then like just have a nade, and you can roll it all the way to the backside. Well, it doesn't seem like they're going to need that when they can just burn and get them the old-fashioned way. Down goes Ambi. And down goes that extension that could allow DV to get in and get the breach going. There's not any Cade on the board for them to have to worry about, which was a very strong part of the Wichita Wolves defense that has been omitted this time around.
See, Spiff's just trying to see if he can work his way back into that position, but he'll think wiser. Newers is just, oh my god, Newers is crouch walking around. For a minute, I thought it was an attacker crouch walking up right, but that's going to come soon, I'm sure. Spiff's, or rather, Newers is going to go for that at any point. I'm guaranteeing you. He's going to try to hit it from somewhere. He just, like, obliterated Ashen. That was like a burst. And the Vendetta with a decisive lead to the extent that you've got Asian running around as Maestro, trying to catch these attacks. He has the perfect weapon for this scenario, but he misses. He whiffs the initial shots, maybe fired a little too early. That's what being on a chunky boy will do to you. It'll make you a little jumpy. And now Reed's going for the flank with the shotgun, but he is sprinting like Usain Bolt, and that is, you know, something you don't do. You don't sprint.
And you don't win those. A flawless round for Dallas Vendetta's attack is, I think we can definitively say that they figured out that trophy statuary site. And one of the main things that they were struggling with, like I said, was that Kaid. Wichita Wolves Academy didn't bring it to the table, instead opting to extend in a position that only works when your team, your opponents, aren't that good with utility. And as we've seen with the side of Dallas Vendetta, they've been clinical with their nades, and they'll pick up an absolute freebie, get the ball rolling, get downstairs, and then just get all of the site control, winning gunfight after gunfight after gunfight. No pushback whatsoever from the defense. Now Wichita Academy, they're facing down the barrel of defeat, a position that they have not been in. How will they respond?
You could just see just a pure desperation out of him, because he knew. I said, these are GPS-assisted BC nades that Dallas Vendetta have been throwing all game. That nade from Giddy was no different. It forces Ambi to play a very passionate play style, to put it lightly. He's just swinging the window, trying to do whatever he can. It looks like Dallas Vendetta is going to try the same type of defense. It's not the exact same, but it's the same concept.
Some principles are the same, not as extended. Bring the utility a little bit more closer to home, you know? Why waste it in closet when you can use it in blue?
It's the same, it's just different.
Yeah. Same song, different rhythm. It's a remix. It's a cover. Will it be just like the greatest cover of all time, or will it be one of those bad cover bands that you get at bars and restaurants when they have like quote-unquote live music? It's like, hey, play Wonderwall. It doesn't even sound that good. Kento's going for a jump out, and he's going to net a kill onto Ashen. That has been by far the most ferocious player on the side of the Wolves, down early. And that could spell disaster. Kento, he's heating up. He's finally even on the scoreboard. Giddy, as well as Enrio, tied with him on frags, and up above is Newers. On the side of WW, it's pretty much only Asian. Ashen was doing a whole lot of the work, and his job just got so much more difficult.
Usually, I don't know. Do you usually see a Claymore on Zoph? Sometimes.
Yep.
Maybe that one time he didn't run Claymore, he gets run out on like that on match point.
I bet he'll have a Claymore for the rest of his life.
Which you can't blame him. Usually the Zoph is the designated second string vert player. So either way, a very ballsy run out from Kento regardless. Because he definitely took the off chance there's no Claymore. It's going to force an ad-libbed push here. Grenades flying out, but Asian does more damage to himself than he does to the enemy. And honestly, not a whole lot of map control either. Just red stairs. Looks like someone's trying to work their way into match, but keep in mind there's a whole maze in bathroom right now that anyone that tries to push in there would have to deal with. And going back to the last time I saw this, look, Reed literally cannot get out of this corner. 3 people are swinging him. And I remember Ashton actually lost a gunfight to the Cade. In the early on in this game, Giddy was playing the shield on Cade, and he was just a brick wall. No one got past him. They're not going to get this wall open. And the way Giddy has been shooting, the way he's been playing, he should be an absolute menace in that position. Though he's going to back off. I mean, they haven't killed your shield yet, buddy. He reestablishes control of that position. Reed goes down and gets another stubby shotgun kill. Another explosive round from Giddy, and on overtime match point, Dallas Vendetta will get a flawless round and will walk away the winners of Group A.
New crew for life, baby! Even though Giddy took away the MVP at the very bitter end. Really well played by Dallas Vendetta. I have to say, I was not a believer. But that is one prediction that I will happily get incorrect because our CL babies are getting so much better.
I mean, yeah,
they're about to fly the coop, CJ.
It's literally a 50-50 prediction. I didn't even put my prediction in until like the map veto.
Mm-hmm. I did it like just really late at night. And I was like, could happen. I thought Wichita Academy, with how fast they play, were going to cause Dallas Vendetta a lot more issues. But when push came to shove, Dallas Vendetta were able to close out the rounds that they needed. They looked pretty good while doing it. Both of these teams played phenomenally, however. Just 2 rounds separating each other across 3 maps, about as close as you can get. I'm sure Wichita Academy, whoever they play in their elimination match, might be shaking a bit. They will be playing Judgment Day.
Oh, we almost had the Arrow versus Vendetta game. Almost.
Oh, that could have been.
I mean, it's still possible, but
it is.
Let's just say Judgment Day is going to have their hands full. This is a Wolves Academy team that's now going to be, they're going to be pissed off for greatness.
Well, they already 2-0'd them.
Yeah. They're going to be pissed off for greatness. They're going to want to get to the playoffs, I'm sure, to defend their title, but Dallas Vendetta proving.
They're out here trying to gatekeep the Pro-Am.
For sure. I mean, it was just, I can't point to anyone I know. I mean, we were making the mid Kento jokes early. That was just
because picked it up in the final.
That was just because some guy in chat said it. Okay, yeah. Just to clarify,
I'm a big Clorox Kento stan.
Yeah, like part of the reason I think
I am one of Kento's kittens.
Oh my goodness!
Crazy enough.
Oh my goodness! Part of the reason I make the hot take that these guys are the new shining light in CL is the pickups. I really like. I mean, you were hating. You wouldn't agree with me when I said Nears is a biblical pickup. Like, why?
I wasn't a believer, but now my eyes have been opened.
Yeah, good. Enlighten yourself.
New crew for life. I want to buy the merch.
Good, excellent. Now, I mean, I really like
to
this
get
pickups.
it tatted up on me.
I really like the pickups. I really think this is it's the athleticism they were looking for, as I say. And we'll see how it pans out for them in the playoffs when it really gets intense. But today was a good tease. It was a good appetizer. It was a good I don't know. I'm out of comparisons, but you know what I mean.
It was some hors d'oeuvres.
Some appetizer chicken wings, if you will.
Yes, just a few, just to get the palate going. And for the side of Dallas Vendetta, also, I would have to say, I'd venture out and say this was probably a pretty good birthday gift to Vivid. 24 years young and beating some underagers.
24.
I think that's a pretty good way to celebrate.
I would have figured Vivid was like 38. His philosophy towards the game, he's like a 90-year-old man.
Sometimes we say he's got anchors in his boots, but today he was free-flowing. Looked pretty good. Now we have the final stats coming out. The good old total stats. In this round, this map was the complete opposite of what we saw the first time, where the entry game was definitively in the side of Dallas Vendetta. But this time, Wichita Academy were owning that early round, but still couldn't get the W.
You know, I almost think we should, I know this is hard. Can't just do this. Can't just change the stat, but like, entry conversion rate, I feel would tell the story.
I would like that stat.
Rounds won when so-and-so got an entry, or lost when
Reedsync
so-and-so
also
died.
really struggled this matchup.
It's the gas, it's when you gas someone up. I said he's the MVP. And then he's 3-11. But you know what? Outside of the swing, I think he did a swing in Nashville I didn't agree with. There were probably a couple other moments as well, but for the most part, I wasn't like, his team lost by like 4 rounds total. You know what I mean? I wasn't like totally like, Reedsync, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It
was
like
such
that.
a close match that could have gone either way.
Would you want to play support against these guys?
No.
No.
No, I wouldn't.
So there you go.
CJ, we do have an interview ready.
Who is it?
I don't know. It's probably in Rio. Probably is. Or we might get a little bit of a surprise. Nope, we got a good old-fashioned Enrio interview. How are you doing
I'm
today?
doing good. How about you, T-Ups?
Yeah, doing pretty well. So, this match, I guess we could say it was pretty close.
Yeah.
I think we can agree on that
Yeah,
one.
it definitely was.
Yeah, so when you guys first came out, map bans, it's like, okay, yeah, we picked Bank. What necessarily was the thought process on that one? Because it seems like you guys struggled kind of corralling their energy on such a big map.
Well, we just felt really comfortable on Bank from like our scrims at least. So we were really going between Cafe or Bank, but since it's like, we know they play Cafe too, and probably less Bank, we're like, fuck it, we feel better on Bank, and we go Bank.
Yeah, I mean, hey, even though you lost that one, it was really close and wasn't necessarily too demoralizing as you transitioned onto Chalet, where you were definitely able to corral them a lot better. And even on your defensive side, you guys went a lot stronger. The one round that sticks out to my head is their kitchen attack, where Kento went absolutely massive. Was there some sort of call or play that was made as he retook the top stairs and went through the lobby?
Oh, it was just, they were getting pressure inside, so I was like, me and Kento were upstairs. I was like, Kento, bro, we have to make a play upstairs. So I pushed Office, he pushed Piano. We killed Iana, I killed the guy on Fireplace, and Kento just kept going and got his kills.
I mean, hey, that arguably could have been the match entirely. That was a lot of momentum that went into your guys' favor. But I guess we talked about it last week with the new pickups of Kento as well as Newers. How are they really fitting? Because now there's a whole nother week of scrims and now another set of game day
Like I said,
under their belt.
They're fitting well. They get their kills, they're amazing entries, they get the picks we need, and we play off the picks they get for us.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. And then even you on your new role, this was probably the hardest game possible to play as a flank watch.
Yeah, but honestly, I expected a lot more flanking. They weren't really flanking that much. I expected a lot more, though, but it was definitely, these guys, well, they did win last SCS, so they definitely were a challenge for sure.
Yeah, and so you want to say anything to the org or any other special shout outs?
We appreciate the org. The org, like I said, is amazing org. We appreciate their support and all the love we get to them. We also appreciate the fans that support us and that watches us every time we play, and we appreciate it very much.
Alrighty, that's about it. Thank you so much for always the most wonderful interviews, Enrio.
Thank you.
Now we have the total, absolute final stats, CJ.
Yeah, I'd say Newer's Zeit,
Maybe we say Newers is mid. Is that the new one?
Kento, he's getting slandered, but it's stats aren't that bad. Like,
yeah, they really aren't that bad. He was getting involved in the entry and still having a pretty high cost, considering. Means that he was getting traded out just enough, even on those entry engagements he was losing.
He was an active participant in the match to what their team wants to do.
That's what you want to see out of your second entry. I guess he was almost using primary. He was a lot of the times the first one in. Newers was entering in over on another area, whether it be a crouch walk in the basement over and over again. But hey, it worked out, so we can't really fault the Dallas Vendetta setup.
Definitely on the side of Bulls Academy. Yeah, maybe Ambi's a little distracted by his geometry homework. Had a tough day.
I think he was still contemplating life. I mean, I don't know if you read the match chat. It was ridiculous late night stuff.
Yeah, this guy's like philosophically losing his mind.
Yeah, he's saying, do y'all think that aliens exist? Like, the universe is so big, there's no way there isn't another being in it. And he's just asking these questions at 1 a.m.
Listen, Ambi,
on a school night.
I have questions about the universe too. Okay, so I'm not judging you in that regard. Not in that regard. In others, but not in that one. I think that there is life in the universe. Besides us. They're out there.
Yes, maybe. Do you know what we do have as a guarantee?
What is that?
There are very few things in life that are constant. There's death. There's taxes. There's SCS happening at some point during the week, because we are here. And we have Mavix gaming chairs being very comfortable.
Yeah.
You got to really experience them, CJ. They are the exclusive chair sponsor here at SCS. You got the M4 gaming chair all the way up to the M9, some wonderful stuff. They all feature the Future 9 critical ergonomics. And they help support gamers everywhere. Get yours today for as low as $24.69 a month. And if you use code NSG55 at checkout, you will save $55 whole dollars. Make sure to just go to the link, mavix.com/NerdStreetGamers. Pick yourself up an amazing chair.
that sounds good to me. You know what else? You know what else is a guarantee, C-Dubs?
That we close out the stream with the sweet play of the day.
Yes. You literally
Yes.
beat me to it, but yes.
See, I know this run a show. It's up in the old brain. Shout out to Mike and Ike for powering up this sweet play. And I have to think, which one is it? We had quite a few crazy plays going out. Some crazy clutches, some high octane action. All day, even though we only had one series. I think one of them definitely sticks out in our mind, and it is our man Giddy. 1 kill. 2 kills. Don't know what the Finka's doing. CJ, you said he whipped out the stubby. No takeout for the quad. Then hit an absolutely disgusting 1-tap for the cherry on top. Imagine hitting the 4K and you're like, oh, there's nobody here. And just to capitalize the final bit, you're going to whip out the UMP, the worst gun in the game, and 1-tap the ever-loving heck out of the final player.
He makes it look easy.
Just Giddy things.
He makes it look easy with the gun that the kit you ain't supposed to make it look easy with.
Yeah.
And let me make it easy for y'all. Let's see the tactical situation and how precarious it is with the rest of SCS. We're going to show you a bracket really quick. Okay. Bracket.
There we go. Bracket, baby. Achieve Esports. They all simultaneously got ACL injuries and went to the IR. Judgment Day gets a forfeit victory. Now we're going to have a rematch, which if you look on the left side of the screen, last time it went 2-0 WW Academy's way. Dallas VENDETTA, they punched their ticket into the playoffs, the 1 seed out of Group A. Now Wichita Academy and Judgment Day, they're fighting in the decider. Loser goes home.
Well, loser is just a loser.
Yep. Loser is grouped, just like NA at the majors.
Yes. And the funny
So
thing
you're
is,
trying to rectify for SI.
oh
ladies
wait,
and gentlemen.
hold on. Doesn't Judgment Day have a Brazilian?
They do.
See, I got you there.
Got Loban?
And that's why they won't get grouped.
Maybe.
Maybe.
That would be a fall from grace to have a team make no roster moves after winning the stage to getting grouped. That'd be very unfortunate. Almost as unfortunate as Stage 1 Champions 8 not making playoffs in Stage 2.
It's happened before.
It has happened before. Maybe the pressure will be too much.
Maybe the moment will be too big.
Maybe, just maybe. But all those questions will be answered on the next episode of SCS Season 6. And that's it for the stream today. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are going to have 2 matches coming up tomorrow, so make sure to stay tuned. There's still a whole lot of Siege left to be played this stage. I hope every one of you guys has a great night.